Welcome to Dem Boyz, a podcast that is quite certain that it booked the pineapple suite. We're one Saints fan and one Cowboys fan, one fan of who dat and one fan of dat win. We're here to give weekly takes, game recaps, bad betting picks, game previews, and Seinfeld references.
This week, we are continuing with our divisional previews with the NFC and AFC South. So our patron Saint / Cowboy will be someone who has played for both an AFC South and an NFC South team, as well as the Saints and Cowboys. Kicker, Martin Gramatica. Gramatica was born in Buenos Aires, Argentina, and then he moved to the United States at the age of 9. His family settled in La Belle, Florida, where he attended and played soccer at La Belle High School.
For those of you who don't parlez-vous français, La Belle is French for the bell.
Ah, thank you. worth noting, yes.
Yes, worth noting.
He would attend and play soccer at the Belle High School,
Mm-hmm.
and he was invited by the high school football coach to try out as kicker after the coach admired his kicking precision. The story, tale as old as time.
Yep. The soccer
football
player.
coach goes to soccer. Football coach goes to soccer practice and goes, "He's good."
Yep.
Could be the kicker. Gramatica began playing American football his senior year of high school. He hit 8 of 10 field goals, 22 extra points, and 38 of his 49 kickoffs went out of the end zone for touchbacks. His longest field goal was 52 yards. From there, Gramatica attended Kansas State University on a football scholarship where he earned the Lou Groza Award for the college football's best place kicker as a junior in 1997. In his senior year, he set the NCAA record for scoring in a single season with 135 points, making 22 of 31 field goals and 69 extra points. That season, he also kicked a 65-yard field goal, which was the fourth longest in NCAA history and the longest in NCAA history without use of a T. Now, I got this fact off of Wikipedia, but that sounds made up, quite
frankly. It sounds made up.
Yeah. He would finish second for the Lou Groza Award in his senior season behind Florida State's Sebastian Janikowski, future first-round pick of the
Seabass.
Oakland. Were they the Oakland Raiders when they? Yeah, they were. Okay.
I think so.
Gramatica, not to be outdone, Gramatica was drafted, not in the first round, but he was drafted in the third round, 80th overall, which back then, in 1999, for a kicker, that was pretty good.
The Buccaneers love drafting them some kickers, huh?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, well,
Sergio Aguayo is the other guy I'm
right.
thinking.
So 1999, third round, 80th overall, Gramatica becomes a Tampa Bay Buccaneer. In the 2000 season, he would earn Pro Bowl honors. So that's right, boys and girls. You can use, for Pro Bowl Tampa Bay Buccaneers, you can use Martin Gramatica. Gramatica would remain with the Bucs until 2004. He was a part of the Super Bowl, let me get my Roman numerals right here, 38 team. Amidst issues with accuracy, however, he was released November 30th, 2004 by the Bucs and signed on December 8th, 2004 by the Colts as a kickoff specialist. In September of 2005, Gramatica revealed in an interview with the news press of Fort Myers that he believed his accuracy issues were caused by torn muscles in his lower adductor and lower abdomen, which he had surgically repaired in the offseason and sat out the entire 2005 season to rehabilitate. I've heard injuries in those areas of your body might not be good for kickers, but
no, I don't think so.
I don't know. Okay. April 6, 2006, the Patriots signed Gramatica as a possible replacement for Adam Vinatieri, but Gramatica would lose out in competition to a fourth-round pick, Steven Gostkowski. You know, the Patriots kind of have the Patriots are the kickers, but the Packers are the quarterbacks. Like
they just fall backwards into them.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. I don't know who their kicker is now.
Gostkowski was a former University of Memphis kicker.
Oh, there you go. Memphis Tiger.
That's correct.
So Gostkowski won the job there. Grammatica was released on August 23rd. September 22nd of 2006, Grammatica ironically signs with the Colts again to replace Adam Vinatieri, who was dealing with a groin injury. He appeared in 3 games. He made 1 field goal of 20 yards, and he had 3 extra points against the Jets and was released on October 9th. November 27th of 2006, Grammatica is signed by Brandon's beloved Dallas Cowboys after the team released a former Colt, Mike Vanderjagt. And in his debut, he kicked a 46-yard game-winning field goal against the New York Giants. The Cowboys did make the playoffs that year, but we won't discuss what happened in that game against Seattle. We'll just move along to the next, to March 5th, 2007.
Well, come on, Frank. Come on, Frank. Oh.
Well, it sucks.
Come on here.
Oh.
Well, it sucks.
There.
Thank you, Frank.
Thank you.
For those who don't remember,
we don't need to rehash it.
We don't need to rehash it. Okay. Send your
just block, dude. Just get in the guy's way. That's all I'm asking of you. Just throw your body out there.
As I was typing up these notes, I was like, "Uh-oh." I was like, "Uh-oh. We're gonna get to this. We're gonna get to this point again." I think we've rehashed that.
We've rehashed it enough.
Okay. Moving on. March 5th, 2007, Grammatica signs a 2-year extension with Dallas, but is passed up on the depth chart by rookie Nick Folk, who I texted you over the weekend, still kicking in the league for the Jets.
Cashing those checks, baby. That's 20 years of Nick Folk. A true folk hero.
Hey man, if you can do it, God bless you. Grammatica was placed on IR with a strained right hamstring September 1st and released on September 25th. And then on December 12th of 2007, Grammatica is signed by the New Orleans Saints to kick the final 3 games of that season after an injury, to Orlando Mare, another great kicker from years gone by. On December 23rd, Grammatica matches his personal longest field goal of 55 yards against the Philadelphia Eagles, and all total for the season made 5 of 5 field goals and 8 of 8 extra points. In 2008, Grammatica won the starting job against a 6th-round draft pick, Taylor Melhoff. Now, I'm a Saints fan. I'm a lifelong Saints fan. I do not remember Taylor Melhoff. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
Did he ever play for anybody?
Well, hang on.
Okay.
Grammatica was perfect in his field goal attempts until he had 2 critical misses against the Denver Broncos on September 21st. On October 6th, he had a field goal block and return for a touchdown against the Vikings, and 2 days later was on season-ending IR with a groin injury and replaced by Melhoff. So I believe Melhoff finished that season. Now, in 2009, Garrett Hartley, of course, would come aboard and kick 2 of the most important the most important field goal in Saints history against the Vikings in that.
Taylor Melhoff played 3 games, attempted how many total field goal? I'm trying to look at the total here
while you're getting that done. So that was Grammatica's last action in the NFL. Grammatica does have a younger brother, Bill, who also kicked in the NFL. And I believe Bill is the one who tore his ACL celebrating.
He is. I think we talked about that on the show too. I think that was one of the bloopers that I drafted.
Yeah, it was one of the bloopers that you drafted. Yep. Yeah, and we had the discussion. Was it Bill or Martine? We couldn't remember.
Bill Grammatica.
Martine also has a son, Nico, who is a kicker for the University of South Florida Bulls. And on July 25th of 2022, Grammatica was announced as the head coach of the newly formed Tampa Bay Strikers of the National Indoor Soccer League, which I did a little digging into. I do not believe this league still exists.
R.I.P.
Unfortunately. R.I.P. Anything more on Mr. Melhoff?
He went 3 for 4 on field goals and 9 for 10 on extra points.
With the Saints?
Yeah, that's the only team he played for.
That's it? Okay.
That's it. 3 games.
Well, Mr. Grammatica, Mr. Melhoff, we salute you. I'm Paul, the Saints fan.
I'm Brandon, the Cowboys fan.
We're your hosts. Izzy, hopefully you're in better spirits than Frank was.
Yeah, that's it. It's go time. Let's see you lift that.
Mr. Mandelbaum, please.
It's go time.
This one's for you, Pop. It's go time. It's go time.
You've been married 3 times.
That's it. It's go time. It's go time.
Why didn't you tell me it was bolted to the table? I still thought you could lift it.
I still thought you could lift it. It's funny. I know we talked about this a couple weeks ago when I watched the movie High Noon. Lloyd Bridges is in High Noon, and I mean he's obviously much younger, but you could definitely tell it's Lloyd Bridges. Like it's like he didn't like his face doesn't really change. It's so yeah, it was a treat to see him in that. Couple housekeeping items. Actually, real quick. So just to go back to the Seattle Dallas playoff game, not to talk about the game for any length of time. I don't know if you caught this, but Rich Eisen hosted the Sports Center after the Monday night game. They brought back the old theme. By the way, just bring back the old theme. That's all we need. Like, how hard is that?
Can we do any? Can we use AI to recreate Stuart Scott?
Well, he did have a tribute. I don't know if you saw his tribute to Stewart.
No, I wasn't able
show.
to. I didn't even catch any of that Monday night game either.
I didn't even know there was a game until like 2 hours before the game started. So, but what I was going to say is on the show, Rich did a top 10 of his top 10 NFL plays since his last Sports Center, which was in like 2003. And back-to-back plays, he had the Beastquake and the Minneapolis Miracle. And I was like,
brutal.
But to his credit, a little further up the list, he had Gleason blocking the punt on the.
That tells you how long it's been since he's done done Sports Center. That's what you really.
Yeah.
That's a real takeaway from that.
Yeah, I mean, he did. Yeah, he did. You know, he did say his number one play. I'm trying to remember what his number one play was. Oh, it was Malcolm Butler.
Oh, the interception
in the Seahawks Patriots Super Bowl, which Mina Kimes was on the show with him, and Mina Kimes is a big Seahawks fan. So she was not
too thrilled.
Not too thrilled with it. But anyway,
I told
you.
I like Mina Kimes' analysis, but she wasn't. It was a little rough of a watch when she did commentary for the Cowboys Rams game. I was a little disappointed.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
right.
It was.
I forgot because she does the local for the Rams, I guess, during the preseason.
Yeah, and on the preseason games, they always give you whatever the home team's broadcast is. So she was on there.
But shout out to the fellas at Saints Block Party podcast. They actually had Mina on the show about a month ago, I guess now.
Nice.
That's when they started. Right around that time, they started the hashtag Arch My Back as a allusion to what may happen a year from now.
If he decides to come out, that is still up in the air, Paul. Up in the air.
Yeah, we can talk about that in a little bit. But before we get to that, a few housekeeping items here. Want to contact the show? You can do so. blessdemboys@gmail.com. BLESSDEMBOYZ. We're still on, still on X. bless_dem_boys. I'm at Paul Elliott _316 PAULELLIOTT. Brandon's at Ball from Grace. We're still on Blue Sky.
I haven't logged in on the Blue Sky in a while.
Well, I did remember to tweet the show out last week, at least from.
Good job.
I guess what is
Skeet.
it? Skeet.
Skeet.
Okay, yeah. Blue Sky. What have you done? My God,
yes,
what have you done?
I see that. I'll repost it, even though this is a week old now.
There you go. If you're checking us out here on YouTube Live, thank you so much. You can also check us out on Spotify and Apple. Please leave your ratings and reviews. I will say our good friend Andy, the Bears fan, did give me some feedback. He said because we are a relatively clean podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Except when we talk about skeeting on Blue Sky, but he said that he can actually listen to us with his kids in the car.
There we go.
He feels so we're kid approved.
So we will not be dropping any F-bombs in this episode. You should probably.
And with that said,
you probably should have told me that before the Martin Gramatica incident, because you're cutting it pretty close there. You're getting a little risky.
And with that said, I got a lot of problems with you people,
and you're gonna hear about them.
But yeah, I'll appreciate all the feedback. Like, share, subscribe, leave a rating and review. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell the bots.
I will note that I did reach out to Clover County on Instagram to see if she could confirm whether or not she was a Georgia Bulldogs and or Atlanta Falcons fan. I have not heard back from her. I don't know. I guess
keep up the good fight.
Yeah, she keeps doing this whole music thing.
Yeah.
Can't believe
we're gonna get somebody. We're gonna get somebody on the show to announce their new album. Eventually.
Somebody. I know. We need somebody. I forgot. I should have gotten I meant to bring another one of my Manil books on to put in the background here, but
I did see. Was it you who retweeted that they actually like the Manil? They actually like tweeted something about that whole thing about her having that book in the background.
Yep, and they did. I think, and it was also they posted it on LinkedIn too. Like they posted.
Maybe that's what I saw.
Yeah,
that's
so.
what I saw. Do we need to get on Instagram? Maybe is that our next?
Maybe so. That may be the next move.
The next frontier for us.
Yeah.
We haven't. We haven't tried to get someone to follow us in a while. Who was our last? Well, so we tried. We talked about Belichick. We talked about.
I should have done Sydney Sweeney. Oh, mama.
Oh boy. We tried Ben Solak. We were talking about Ben Solak.
Ben Solak, yeah.
There was somebody else that we tried Mina Kimes. Maybe Mina Kimes will.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Although we won't bring up your thoughts of
I know,
her.
After I disparaged her on the show.
Yeah,
I told you I like her analysis. Just I wasn't as much a fan of the stuff in game. I apologize.
We'll edit
Mina.
that. We'll edit that piece out. We'll edit that piece out. Okay. We'll get into some football talk here. Like I said, we're going to preview. So we did the Kings of the North last week. We're going to do the Dregs of the South this week.
The peasants.
There you go. The peasants of the South.
Yes.
But before we do that, we here at Bless Them Boys. We go ahead.
Sorry, I was going to do the serfs from Monty Python and the Holy Grail. I'm not old. We're an autonomous collective. Oh,
more of that to come.
Yes.
But before we do that, we here at Bless Them Boys, we do pride ourselves on being able to discuss other things.
But enough about fish. I can discuss other things, you know.
All right, Brandon, what you get up to since we last spoke?
So this weekend is our annual trip out to the beach, which we usually do with our old college friends who have kids. Most of them have kids, and they about the same age.
Did you see Kramer out there hitting golf balls? Or
no? But I did come up with a great idea for a new cologne.
Hopefully, Calvin Klein's not listening.
Yeah, we'll see. So we went out to Port Aransas. On the drive down there, I will say we were driving in a car. We were almost to the house. A car pulled over to the side of the road, and a woman got out of the car and immediately started vomiting. And so,
wow.
Now I will say that I was the only one who saw this. Like the wife and kids did not happen to catch it, thankfully for them. So, so that was fun. I will say we were next to some I would say, I don't know if they were college age or just out of college, but they were like that sort of in maybe fraternity related. they were in the house next to us, and as we were getting ready to go out to the beach Saturday morning, one of their trucks like pulled up, and they were bumping an album that I had recently listened to, none other than Kid Rock. They were they were playing Cowboy, and I was like, I know this song.
Oh man. Did you go over like, hey, Use? I know what this is.
Thankfully, hello, fellow kids. How do you do, fellow kids? Yeah, I did not embarrass myself that much, but I was singing along with the song. I was like, oh man, this song still hits, still a banger. Eighth grade me really knew what was up.
Was your lovely wife like?
She was less than impressed, I think. So we went to the beach. We had a good time. Nobody got no jellyfish stings. Nobody got bit by any sharks. So
good.
So that was fun.
Are you a Friends fan?
I'm not. I know. Okay. I've seen I think I've seen like 5 episodes out of the whole series, but I've seen those 5 episodes like 20 times. Yeah.
So there is an episode where jellyfish sting comes into play. That's why. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Someone at work actually mentioned that where they had to pee on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, because they say like that's supposedly supposed to help the whatever.
Neutralize the
poison, the toxin or whatever.
Speaking of neutralize the toxin, did you hear about the guy in Tennessee who picked up the rattlesnake? This guy just like picked up a rattlesnake and it bit him and then he died. But like, so apparently like the snakes usually don't put enough poison into you to kill you, but they think this guy had like an allergic reaction to it. So it wasn't just like the venom. Are you a fan of Nate Bargatze?
The name rings a bell, but I don't.
So he's a comedian, and like all of his stuff is like clean, like it's all like you could like take your kids to see it, kind of like our
just
show.
like us.
Yeah,
just like
exactly.
Maybe we should get Nate on the show. Can we get?
Yeah,
Nate?
There we go. So he when he was coming up, he went to like somewhere in South America, and the guide was telling him, and was like, it's like if you get bit by a snake, you should pick up the snake so that we know what kind of snake bit you. And he's like. This is a terrible idea. It's like, I've never caught a snake in my life. Now I've been bit and I'm supposed to get it together and I got to catch a snake. It's like, the guy's like, well, he's already bit you. It doesn't matter. And he's like, well, I bet there's a difference between one being bit once by a snake and being bit like 30 times by a snake, which is what we're going to happen if I try to pick up this snake. And he's like, who told you to tell me this? The snake? Is that who told you this? And so that's what I thought when I heard about that. Other than that, I mean, since we were like trying to prep for this, and then we did watch the Cowboy game while we were out at the beach. So there was that. And then
wait? So how did you watch it? Did you?
Well, I mean, when I say at the beach, I mean at the beach house.
But sorry, did you watch it live or did you watch?
Yeah, we were in the Corpus area, and so we were able to get local channels, and they are Cowboys broadcast area instead of
the Texans.
Yeah, instead of Texans. So we were able to watch that live.
I was gonna say because around here, like at my house, like week 1 of preseason, the Texans game was supposed to be on NFL Network. Mm-hmm. And they blacked it out.
So they could do the local channels?
Like literally 2 minutes into the game, it's like this game is blacked out in your area. So I had to change it to ABC, local ABC affiliate, to watch whoever. I forget who they were playing, but yeah.
And then the other thing I got up to was, as you may have been clued into from the introduction, was I also watched 3 more episodes of White Lotus. So I've got 1 more episode left in the season. I'm almost done. It's still
wow, I forgot this season.
It's really short. Yeah. It's only like 6 episodes.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, it's still like fine. It's one of those like I'm probably not ever going to go back and watch it again.
No.
Yeah, it's I just got to the part where this episode was where the Sydney Sweeney's friend, whose name I can't remember. I can't even remember Sydney Sweeney's character's name. She sets.
I definitely can't remember.
She sets the guy up to steal the bracelets to use the so he can use the money to try to pay for lawyers to get the land back or whatever. And then because the whole incident with the wife and husband before the scuba trip happens, they end up back in the room and they catch him, and then he beats up the dad and then runs off. And so
I totally don't remember.
You don't remember any of it?
No.
Any of this sounded familiar? Am I
the only the only characters I really remember from season 1 are Jennifer Coolidge's character, obviously.
Mm-hmm. She's kind of annoying too.
Yeah, she, bless her heart, she tries. And then the man.
Let me rephrase that. She's not annoying. The character is annoying.
Right. And then the manager
with the mustache, the guy with the mustache.
Yeah.
I didn't need to see the scene where they walked in on him in the.
Yeah, that was tough.
I didn't.
That stuff.
Didn't need that.
By the way, for those who have watched The Last of Us, particularly season 1, that manager plays, I forget his character's name, but he and Nick Offerman, they have kind of that standalone episode with Nick Offerman and this guy's character.
Is it like a mustache off?
No.
They have to who is it like who has the best mustache? Is that what the
no, nothing like that. Nothing like that. But I didn't realize until so obviously I watched this season of White Lotus first, and then I watched this episode, which this episode of Last of Us that I'm talking about is widely regarded as one of the best episodes of the season. And a week or two after the episode aired, I don't know, somebody mentioned oh yeah, by the way, that guy is the manager from White Lotus.
So I'm guessing he doesn't look like him. He looks pretty different.
No, well, so he doesn't have a mustache at all. He's clean shaven.
What are we even doing out here, folks?
Yeah, I mean, I guess he's clean shaven, but it's the apocalypse, so he's not
dirty.
The best. Yeah, he's a little worse for wear.
Well, how is he my question is, how is he shaving the mustache if it's
That's true. You know what? That's a good point.
Just carrying a razor around with you, buddy?
That is a good point.
Is it a zombie? Is that a zombie show?
Yeah.
Is it a zombie? Okay. The zombies are coming, and you got time to lather up and cut the facial hair. Is that how that works?
And they're kind of fast zombies too. They're not like Walking Dead.
I don't buy it.
Zombies either.
No. So that's basically it for me, Paul. I'm going to turn it over to you and let you roll.
All right. So a little update on my Criterion Collection challenge here, or Criterion Challenge, I should say. So I watched a movie from the 1960s called The Fugitive Kind. This stars Marlon Brando, obviously pre-Godfather Marlon Brando. Yeah. It was weird. So I watched this movie. It's directed by Sidney Lumet, who also directed another movie I watched over the week, 12 Angry Men. But this Fugitive Kind, Brando plays this kind of drifter who...
Not the singing group.
No. Although he does have a guitar in the movie. So, I mean, and he refers to it as his... lifelong companion or something like that. I forget how he refers to it, but anyway, so he comes into town and he's kind of trying to put his past behind. So the very first scene, he's in jail. He basically has gotten in trouble. He has to go before a judge, and he basically tells the judge, he's like, "You're not going to see me again. Just let me do what I need to do, and then I'll get out of town or whatever." And so he goes into this next town, and his past kind of follows him. if that makes sense. And then he meets this. He gets work at this store where the man it's owned by a husband or wife. The husband is ill. I think he has cancer.
It's a mom and pop shop.
Kind of.
How's their electrical situation?
Well, I don't want to spoil anything. But let's just say the ma is a little more attractive to the eyes.
Okay.
If that makes sense. So anyway, so he kind of starts working there. The husband is of the jealous type, let's say. So kind of goes from there. I really enjoyed it. So the funny thing was, like, I really enjoyed it, and then I started. I think it's based on a Tennessee Williams play, Orpheus Descending, I believe. If you've heard of that play, I haven't, but
Orpheus, that's the guy in the Matrix, right?
Yes, but you got it. So yeah, it was really good. I would recommend checking it. It was on. I watched it on Tubi.
I need to add another bullseye. I keep telling myself to add that clip.
Another bullseye in my Criterion challenge was a film that is currently out of print from Physical Collection. This is a movie called Hard Boiled. Are you familiar with the director John Woo? Have you heard that name?
The name sounds familiar.
Okay, so John Woo directed. I think. So So if you've seen Mission Impossible 2, John Woo directed that. John Woo also, I believe, John Woo directed Face Off. The Nicolas Cage, John Travolta movie. But Hard Boiled is from 1992. It is a Japanese film. Stars Chow Yun Fat.
As my uncle used to call him, chew your own fat.
Him too, yeah. But it like it sounds. It's a cop drama. It's kind of like. When you look it up on IMDb, you know how on IMDb they'll have like the genres underneath the title. One of the genres for this is gun fu.
Okay.
So definitely has some. You can kind of see where like a movie like John Wick, for example.
He did do Face Off in my 2, and he also did a movie called Wind Talkers that looks like it has Nicolas Cage in it.
Oh yeah, that's about the World War II.
The Code Breakers, right?
The Code Breakers.
Yeah.
My grandfather told me stories about.
I remember the preview for this movie, like
Wind Talkers.
Yeah, I remember like seeing previews for it.
Yeah. The one thing I will say with Hard Boiled, you can watch it on. Again, you can watch it on Tubi, and you can watch it either in the original Japanese with subtitles, or you can watch it with the English dub. I watched it in Japanese with the subtitles, just for no other reason. Just the
you didn't want to be on your phone for a little while.
Well, when I do, anytime I do that, that sounds like a brag.
Yeah,
I think of the
look at the art nerd over here.
I think of like,
subtitles.
I think of the fancy Winnie the Pooh meme. Have you seen the fancy Winnie the Pooh meme?
Oh yeah, yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So, insert that meme here, I guess.
Yeah.
And then from the 1970s, I watched a movie called All That Jazz, starring Roy Scheider. If you've heard of the dancer choreographer Bob Fosse,
that name actually sounds familiar. Did he get mentioned on a Seinfeld episode?
He might have.
I feel like he did, but like that could just be me making something up.
But anyway, so Bob Fosse directed this film, and it's basically his life story. It's basically him kind of telling his story through Roy Scheider's character. I would highly recommend this movie, even if you're not a fan of musical theater or dance or anything like that. Like this is just a really good movie. I think it's one of Roy Scheider's. I think it's his best performance, honestly, or at least best performance I've seen.
There's a Seinfeld connection. So O'Hurley has starred in the Broadway production of Chicago, John O'Hurley, which was directed
yeah,
and choreographed by Bob Fosse.
by
So
Bob
there
Fosse.
is-
Yeah.
Yes.
Bob Fosse also directed the movie Cabaret, I believe.
Okay. I've heard of
I
it.
think, pretty sure. So that's my Criterion challenge. Then I went on a little bit. Well, but before I get to that, we had an actor pass away last week named Terrence Stamp. If anybody's seen the original Superman movie from like the
Oh,
70s,
yeah. He was he Lex Luthor?
his Zod. He was Zod.
Zod. Okay, yeah.
Gene Hackman was
Yes.
Lex Luthor.
Okay.
So we've lost both of them now this year. But I watched a movie that had been on my radar to watch with Terrence Stamp, and it was a movie called The Limey, which he stars in. This is directed by Steven Soderbergh, who also directed the Ocean's 11, 12. I think he directed 12 and 13 as well. But basically, in this movie, Terrence Stamp plays a father, or he plays an Englishman, or he is an Englishman, but he plays a guy who just got out of prison in England, and he comes to America because he feels like his daughter, he's estranged from his daughter. His daughter has moved out to California, and he gets a letter from a character played by Luis Guzman, saying like, "Hey, I think your daughter's in trouble," kind of thing. So he goes to California to see about it. Let's just say, and then great performance from Peter Fonda in this movie. Peter Fonda plays kind of a shady record executive type character. Yeah, I would definitely recommend this one too. It's a really good, really good. If you like Soderbergh, if you like the Ocean's 11 movies and like those those kind of movies, but this isn't like a heist type movie. This is more of
Okay.
a straight up like almost a revenge type movie. I don't want to give too much away about the plot, but yeah.
Anytime I hear the word limey, there's have you ever heard of Mad Villain? He's a rapper.
Rings a bell.
He always wore like Mad Villain's the beat maker. MF Doom is the rapper. He always he wears he always wore the Doom mask. But he had this one lyric from a song called Rhinestone Cowboy.
He's played by Robert Downey Jr., right?
Yes, exactly. Well, apparently he used to send fake people to do his concerts for him in the mask.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
But he had this one line in a song called Rhinestone Cowboys, like known as the grimy, limey, slimy, try me, blimey. Simply smash it in a fashion that's timely. Mad villain dashing in a beat rhyme crime spree.
Wow.
Yeah, so okay, so it was what is it? Yeah, so Mad Villain was like the combination of MF Doom and Madlib. That was it. Madlib was the producer, and then MF Doom was the rapper, and so like they called their like combination Mad Villain.
Gotcha. Okay. I did rewatch Sinners.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's still
good. Still good.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say. I guess it's really good. I watched.
It would have been a lot fun. It would have been a lot funnier if you like said, "I watched Sinners again. It sucked."
I gotta tell you,
I gotta tell you,
some issues.
I got some issues with this movie.
Watched for the first time a movie called Widows. This is stars Viola Davis, Carrie Coon, Elizabeth Debicki, I believe is her name, and Michelle Rodriguez. So basically, they are widows of four guys who robbed from this mob boss, or from actually, it's not mob.
Liam Neeson's. Liam Neeson's.
Yes. So Liam Neeson is Viola Davis's husband. He and three other guys get killed in a robbery gone wrong, and the widows, the four ladies that I mentioned, basically have to come up with the money that they took, because the money they took got lost in the botched robbery, basically.
Gotcha.
So Colin Farrell's in this too. He plays so his father is played by Robert Duvall, who is an alderman in Chicago, and he is retiring due to poor health. And so Colin Farrell is running for Robert Duvall's seat against character play. Gosh, I can't remember the guy's name. He's a great actor. I saw him in Bullet Train, but his brother is also played by Daniel Kaluuya, I believe is his name.
Mhm.
From he's been in Nope, and he was in Get Out.
Mm-hmm.
The lead, he's the lead guy in Get Out. But yeah, this is a great. Widows is fantastic. I would highly recommend this one too. Rewatch Django Unchained. Have you watched Django Unchained?
I haven't. That
It's
one, and what's the other one? Oh,
Hateful Eight.
Hateful Eight. Yeah, because I wanted
Yeah.
to see that one too.
So I would say Hateful Eight's on my list. I've seen it, but I know Netflix has the Hateful Eight extended version, which they basically took the movie. So the original movie is like 2.5 hours long.
Uh-huh.
But what they on the Netflix extended version, they basically split the movie up into 4 episodes. They call them.
Oh,
each
kind of like
episode is
didn't they do that with the Zack Snyder super cut?
the Justice League. Yeah,
The
the
Justice League, yeah.
Yeah, but I think on Max when they did that, they still played it as one movie,
Uh-huh.
but they just had like chapter breaks.
Oh, okay.
This is like on Netflix. They're actual separate files. They're actual separate, So, yeah. So Django Unchained, I would definitely recommend seeing that one too.
I did post a picture of you from the show
you go.
account.
There you go.
A live look at Paul Elliott watching foreign films with subtitles.
And then I went on a little bit of a Martin Scorsese, Robert De Niro run. So Robert De Niro celebrated a birthday on Sunday. So happy birthday to Mr. De Niro. And so I decided to watch a couple of his collaborations with Martin Scorsese. So I watched Taxi Driver, which I had seen before, Raging Bull, which I had seen before, and then a movie I had not seen yet, Killers of the Flower Moon.
How many sittings did it take you to get through that one?
I actually made it through in one this time.
Oh.
Now I had to take some breaks, but
I was gonna say, did you have to use the restroom at all?
Yeah.
That was the one thing I remember about Oppenheimer was we got to the last like 20 minutes and I was like, okay, I need him to wrap this up.
We got to wrap this up. We got to wrap this up, buddy.
Let's go, Nolan.
Yeah. Sorry, give me a second. No, but I was really blown away by how good Killers of the Flower Moon is. Leo. So for those who don't know, it's based off a book.
I actually
Same
have the
name.
book. By the
Oh, do
way.
you?
Yeah, I do. I haven't read it yet.
So for what I've heard, the movie is a little different from the book in the way they kind of frame things, like the perspective they choose to take. But De Niro's great, Leonardo DiCaprio's great, Lily Gladstone, who plays Leonardo DiCaprio's wife, fantastic. There's a couple of nice cameos. I don't think there's any Seinfeld. I don't think any Seinfeld folks show up. But I would, it's slow in spots, but it moves fairly briskly.
The Flower Moon, Jerry, they're killing it.
They're killing it. There are a couple of, I think, Sturgill Simpsons in the movie.
Oh.
There's another country artist, not Travis Meadows, but there's another country artist who's in the movie.
Let's see how long it takes Paul to remember.
No, we're not doing this again.
We're not playing that this game this time.
Real quick to go back to Taxi Driver and Raging Bull, I think are De Niro's 2 best performances. They're just hard movies to go back to. Like nobody's going to be like, it's Friday night, let's fire up Taxi Driver or Raging Bull.
That's how I felt about what was the movie with Johnny Depp and Penelope Cruz? Blow. Have you ever watched that?
No, it's on. It's been on my list to watch, but
Buddy, that we watched that. So we were having some like people over for a party in college, and like we had everything like set up. It was like pretty chill. We like never did anything crazy, but we had like gotten everything ready, and people were just supposed to come and like at like 7 o'clock or whatever. And so we were like, hey, we got some time. Why don't we watch this movie? It's supposed to be good. So we put it on, and like we got done with the movie, and me and my friend are just like, well, that was depressing. It sucked. And so we're like so terrible way to go into a party.
like, was it like Requiem for a Dream depressing or
Not that far.
okay? Because that one,
That's another one that's like
That's-
I'm not
that's a
I'm
tough
not
one.
firing that one up again.
I remember when I was in college, because when I was in college, that movie had just been released, Requiem
Uh-huh.
for a Dream, and so like I was like, oh yeah, I need to check this movie out, and a friend of mine actually said, no, you don't. Like,
Yeah.
like d- don't be in a hurry to check that one
No.
out. And
Yeah. You're good.
and I actually did like it was only within the last couple of years I actually watched it, and I could see.
Oh, no, I get it.
Yeah, well, it's funny because
Are you still in contact with that person?
not no, not really.
You
But
should have like reached out and said, you know what? You had a point.
well, but so the guy who directed Requiem for a Dream is Darren Aronofsky, who
Uh-huh.
also directed The Wrestler. He directed the Whale, the movie that came out, the Brendan Fraser movie that he won the Oscar for.
Oh, I never saw that.
Yeah, but he's got a new movie coming out either this week or next week. It's called Caught Stealing. Stars Austin Butler as a former baseball player who gets caught up in this crime somehow. But he was on Aronofsky was on Pablo Torre's podcast, and they were just talking about like that movie, and he I found it interesting. He said, because Pablo Torre's like, well, how would you describe Requiem for a Dream? Like, what genre would you put it in? He goes, it's a horror movie, and the
Yeah.
monster's addiction. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, yep, okay, cool. I had the right read on it.
So I knew Brendan Fraser had won that Academy Award, but I had like no idea what this movie was about.
Oh yeah, it's another like Aronofsky. He deals in dark, like the wrestlers. Like, have you seen The Wrestler with Mickey Rourke?
I've heard of that, but I've never seen that either.
It's so it is. Yeah, it definitely deals with it deals with subject matters that you're probably not going to like talk about in general. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's they're tough. Like, he doesn't do heartfelt comedies. Like, he
Did
does,
you ever see the
you know what I mean?
did you see The Fighter with
Yeah, with
Christian Bale and Mark Wahlberg?
Yeah.
That was like I just the moment like Christian Bale
that-
is like comes on screen, you're like, okay, that guy that's an Oscar.
Right. Yeah. I think Amy Adams ended up getting nominated for that too.
I think
She
so.
plays the love interest, I believe. But yeah, no, that one's so I know I've seen it, but I need to revisit it. Yeah, so that's everything for me. You want to scoot on over to news and notes?
Yeah, I think we can move on over there.
All right. So non-NFL, we do have some football that matters. Well,
Football that matters.
let me restate, because as I heard someone say last week or the week before, preseason NFL, the games don't count, but they do matter.
No,
So
fair.
So let's say football that counts this week.
Okay.
Football that counts.
So Saturday is it Dublin? Are they playing this game in
Oh yes, the beautiful city of Dublin.
the Pete?
Go on.
Oh,
yes, the Pete. Sounds more like Scotland. we were
well,
right on the border.
We'll work on it. How's your Daniel Plainview coming, by the way?
Paul, I'm a Cowboys fan. I haven't had a chance to practice it in the mirror.
I was gonna bring it. I was gonna ask you to bring it up later, but
Oh yeah.
we'll save it.
We'll save it. We're still Daniel Plainview is also still in preseason.
still working out the
he's still
but this weekend in Dublin, the Aer Lingus Classic, I believe it's called, between two. Are they still both in the Big 12? Iowa State and Kansas State?
I think so. You never know these days. So I mean, I hear Nebraska got abducted into the SEC somehow
by Greg McElroy. Just saying, hey, nobody's talking about Nebraska winning the SEC. Well, Greg, there's a reason.
They're gonna be like I don't want to go. You're gonna be like Nazi Germany, just going into Poland.
Whoa. Easy. We're gonna lose the Andy approval on that one. They might. So Iowa State, Kansas State. I don't know who actually is the home team in this game, but whatever. You're gonna go Kansas State -3.5.
Yep, I got that at -110.
And I'm gonna go. Let me pull up my.
I also bet the under 50.5 on at -116.
Okay, so let me pull up our good friends at Rebet. By the way, folks at Rebet, if you're listening.
Oh no! Don't tell me you're gambling again, aren't you?
Okay, Newman, but we're not gambling on Little League baseball. At least we're not.
Not yet.
At least we're not doing that. Not yet. We haven't gotten to it. Somebody tweeted when that. So for those who don't know what we're talking about, the Little League World Series tweeted out like basically,
there's no place
on our. Yeah, don't bet on our games. Basically, is what they tweeted out, and someone retweeted that and said, "What's worse, betting on Little League World Series or preseason NFL?" And it's like
guy who bet on it. We've already crossed that line over here,
right? Yeah, that line has been crossed. Okay, let's see. NCAA. Pulling this up here. Here we go. So you got K-State -3.5. So the line has shifted a little bit. It's now Iowa State +3.
So I've seen. So I think I got the -3.5 on Fliff because it was -110 because I think the -3 was pretty steep.
Okay, so yeah, there you go. So on Fliff, which again, shout out to our friends at Fliff too. Iowa State +3.5 -125. The money line for Iowa State is +125.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna put a 1,000 Fliff coins, or whatever these are called, on Iowa State +3.5. So
all right,
put that in there. And over under. What did you get? 51. So the number 50 they have
50.5.
So they have 51 now.
Okay.
You need to pick the under. Under 51 is at -135. You got it at -116. So
yep.
A couple other games this weekend: Fresno State and Kansas, Sam Houston, Western Kentucky.
There's somebody playing in Hawaii too, right?
Sure. I don't see
Stanford. Is it Stanford, Hawaii?
Yeah, Stanford, Hawaii. Yeah, Stanford. Yeah. Wow, Hawaii is actually the favorite.
What's the total in that game, by the way?
50.
50.
Yeah, over under is 50.
So I follow a guy who
the over's got the juice. The over's got the juice, by the way. -135.
Oh baby, I'm going to send you the breakdown that this guy posts. Parker Fleming.
Oh,
but
okay.
he has he has it as, so he has Stanford win probability at 53% and the total at about 30 points.
Wow.
So I'm going to send you this, but we will also be gambling on that game, Paul. We're gonna get some well I mean like the royal we.
The royal way, yeah. Maybe we should get Parker on the show here. Can we get
Ooh, that would be
Parker on
good. Have him talk about some advanced stats.
some advanced degenerate.
I like how we're just like on here, just like betting live on the show. That's the way to do it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean that's what the folks tune in for, right?
yeah. That's what the founding fathers envisioned. When
So 1 week from tomorrow, as we're recording this, Boise State in South Florida, Wyoming and Akron. Oh, so, hey, there we go. Stephen F. Austin and Houston.
ooh,
1 week from tomorrow. I could, yeah. How about a little plus 845 money line on the Lumberjacks? We
ooh,
could do that.
that's pretty.
That's some
There's some
sweet
sweet
action.
action right there. See, what do we got over here? Over 50 minus
Plus 22 and a half, Stephen F. Austin. Just keep it within 3 touchdowns.
Okay, so you can get under 50 at minus 110 or under 50 and a half at minus 116. What do you think, Paul?
What are we back on the?
I'm on Stanford. So under 50 at minus 110 or under 50 and a half at minus 116.
I mean, if you think they're going under,
I'm gonna.
you would do the minus. You did.
I'm doing
minus 110, right?
Yeah, I'm doing minus 110. I'll put a couple of bucks in here.
You have to pay your payouts. Yeah, I mean, if you think they're going to go 50 and a half, under 50 and a half, then
yeah, I'm
probably going to go under. I mean,
50. Yeah,
unless it's 26,
50,
24,
yeah.
27, 23.
What are the odds of that happening? What's my luck?
I'm just saying, man.
Okay.
I'll get ready for a text Sunday morning.
This will not be a family-friendly show any longer.
No. Yeah, Andy, cover the kids' ears when we're talking about.
Speaking of not family-friendly, do you want to get to the Saints, because I think we got some breaking news right before the show started.
We did get some breaking news. The Saints trade. So I actually saw it from the Saints account first, even before I saw Adam Schefter tweet about it. But the Saints made a trade with old buddy Sean Payton and the Denver Broncos. The Saints are, I wouldn't call it a blockbuster. I call it more like a Hollywood video trade.
Well, Blockbuster did go bankrupt, so in that sense, it is a blockbuster trade.
Have I told my quick?
I need to. Is there a? Oh, here we go. Well, come on.
There
we go.
Well, here we go, folks. If you're tuning in, thank you. If you're with us this far, we appreciate it. But real quick, have I told my Blockbuster me putting Blockbuster out of business story?
No. Whoa. Hold on a second. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right, go ahead.
Okay, so back when Netflix first started, as everyone remembers, Netflix.
Yes, when you were ordering DVDs through the mail.
Correct. So Blockbuster decided to combat this. They would offer the same thing with the extra added advantage of you'd order a DVD through the mail.
Mm-hmm.
When you were done, you would go to the store and exchange that DVD for a free DVD. So basically
2 for 1.
Right. So what I would do, and this was actually back when I was living in Nacogdoches, ironically, I would start a subscription, like a trial subscription, and I would get like the top, whatever it was, the top of the line. So like where you could get like 5 at a time.
Uh-huh.
And then I'd get the 5, I'd watch them, bring them into the store, and get 5. So I get 10 DVDs for free, basically.
Okay. So,
Then I would cancel that trial subscription,
uh-huh.
start a new trial subscription under a different email with a different
How many
credit
emails
card.
did you have going on out here? Is what
Well, so I had like a Yahoo, because you could use your student email too. So I had like a student email. I had a couple. I had a Yahoo. I think I had my Gmail account by then too. So yeah, that's how I put Blockbuster out of business, because I didn't pay for a DVD for like.
See, this is all your fault. This is
There you go.
you destroyed this company.
There you go. So to all the folks at Blockbuster, I apologize. Isn't there still a Blockbuster? Wasn't there still like a Blockbuster open?
I think there's like 1 or 2 somewhere in the contiguous United States.
Okay, well, so hey, look, you started. You used the Blockbuster. I'd rather talk about that than talk about the stupid trade that the Saints made. But
All right, let's get back to all right, and that's stalling, Paul.
enough stalling. Enough stuff. Yeah, so the Saints traded for Devon Valet, not Art Vandelay.
Isn't it Valet?
Is it Valet? Oh, I thought it was like Art Corvalet.
Cordelay. Vandelay.
So, so in return, the Broncos got a 4th round pick and a 4th round pick in 26 and a 7th round pick in 27. Now, I'm pretty sure when the Cowboys traded for Jonathan Mingo last year, I gave you crap about it.
Yeah, so Devon Valet must be some superstar, up and comer, young buck.
To quote the great Michael Scott, how the turntables. Yeah. So Valet was drafted in the 7th round last year, and
so he must have done something. He must have done something to make his stock rise to where he's worth a 4th and a 7th now, right?
Well, he had a grand total of 400 yards receiving last year, Brandon.
In one game, I hope.
Nope. That was in. I think he played in 12 games.
12 games. So yeah,
maybe not even 12. He played in 13 games last year.
Well, he did get to start in 7, so that should tell you something.
I'm looking at his. Okay, so I will say, in the game against the Saints, he had one catch. He had 1 catch for 20 yards.
Okay.
So
okay, I thought you were about to say that he had like 120 yards or something in that game, and that's why they traded for him.
No, the most yardage he had in any game was against the Raiders. Week 12, he had 6 catches for 80 yards. I did see somebody trying to put lipstick.
I was going to say, is there anybody who's able to like make this look good?
Somebody said something about like when targeting him last year, quarterbacks had like a 70% complete quarterback rating or something like that, and he had like so many of his catches on 3rd down moved the change or something like that. Yeah, but as I was telling you before we turned the mics on, okay, here we go. This is from Henry Chisholm.
Sure.
Apologies, Henry. I don't know if I mispronounced your last name. Devon Valet was a weapon on 3rd downs. He built chemistry with Bo Nix, especially on quick out routes. Valet will be a chain mover for the Saints. He caught 12 of 16 targets on 3rd downs last year. 11 went for 1st downs. So
I'll say according to Pro Football Reference, it is Valet. You are correct. Yes.
Okay. So yeah, I did try to I did try to prepare a little bit
against the that Bengals defense, which was very you know how good they were last year, right?
Oh yeah.
He had 2 catches for 27 yards.
Okay, so are you trying to make me feel better?
That's
Like, what are you
that's
trying
2
to do?
catches on 2 targets. So he did catch both of his targets. No, I don't. So that there is that.
So, ironically, the Saints will be taking on the Broncos this Saturday in preseason. And ironically, this is the second trade this week that they have made with a team that they played or are playing. So they played the Jaguars this past Sunday.
They trying
and
to
then-
cut down on airline miles. Is that the situation?
Well, actually, so what's funny? So on Sunday they played the Jaguars, and then Sunday afternoon, late Sunday evening, it was announced that they traded Colin Saunders to the Jaguars for Luke Fortner. And I was watching an interview with Luke Fortner, who said they had just gotten back to Jacksonville when he got the news. Hey, you got to pack it.
you couldn't have done this before we got on the flight.
I don't know, but yeah, that was what Luke Fortner said. So the Fortner trade, that was for Kellen Moore, kind of spoke to it as he felt that the Saints had pretty good defensive lines, specifically defensive tackle depth, but not so much depth on the offensive
Must be
line.
nice to have defensive tackle depth. Counting
with the injury.
I'm over here counting on Solomon Thomas.
With the injury to Will Clapp, who's on IR now, they brought in Fortner, who has played. I mean, I liked Fortner coming out of Kentucky. I wanted the Saints to draft him.
I just said his name is Will Clapp.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to move on here. But yeah, so those 2 trades. Talking specifically about the game, I guess I want to save my Saints takes from the field for when we preview them here in a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But all I'll say is there's still no word on who will be the quarterback week 1. The more I think about it, the more I'm like, is it really a rush to name a quarterback for week 1? Like, is it going to really matter? Like,
the Browns are out. Browns have taken care of it.
Okay, cool.
So have the Colts.
Yeah, no, the Saints are the only team that have not named their week 1 starter. I get it, but like,
I don't know. You never know. Joe Milton could finally do it.
Oh, God.
You could put it all together.
Well, that's a great segue, Brandon. Why don't you talk about the boys and what they did over the weekend?
Boy, let me tell you, Joe Milton. I'm gonna have to look up his first half stats because I think I sent him to you because I remember saying, I was like, even watching it, I did not realize that it was this bad. But he was oh yes, Joe Milton in the first half, 2 of 8 passing, 14 yards, 1 interception.
Yeesh.
Yeah, it was. I mean, he can. Someone said that he should just be like one of those circus acts, like a sideshow act, where it's like, come see the amazing Joe Milton throw the ball 80 yards. If you can throw the ball farther than Joe Milton, you win $100. Step right up. So there's it's a sideshow attraction.
Can throw the ball 50 yards from his knee.
there was a point where so Andrew Booth did have a pick 6. So there was that. That was a positive.
Well, hold on. Let's back up for a second.
Okay.
Because who did Andrew Booth intercept the ball off of?
That would be Mr. Former Cowboy Cooper Rush.
And you texted me and said Cooper Rush still throwing touchdown passes to Cowboys.
That's right. It's the muscle memory at that point. And
then I said, Booth, call Cooper Rush Lincoln because Booth's killing him.
Booth is killing him. That's right.
Yeah.
For all of the Andrew Booth's bad sides, at least we get some good material out of him.
Hey man, I'm rooting for him because at least
got to keep the meme going. So there was one point where like one of the Cowboys, and I can't remember who it was at this point, made an interception. So they got the ball back and we're like, "Oh, good play, good play." And then Joe Milton turns around and fires a ball 50 yards from midfield into the end zone, and it's like picked off. It's like, okay, like the very next play. So
That's a shame.
it was pretty ugly. I mean, there were some Tyler Booker and Cooper Beebe both played. They looked good. So that was good to see. Defensive tackle, you still got question marks. Ezaraku had some good moments. Sam Williams was kind of up and down. Mozzie Smith still has like
Is Odighizuwa playing?
no, they haven't played him.
Okay.
So you're basically right now just hoping Odighizuwa and Solomon Thomas are basically your best hope at defensive tackle right now. The linebackers looked really good. Jack Sanborn played for a little bit. And he made some like great plays where he was just filling the holes really well. Who was the other one? We still haven't seen the guy that we
Micah.
traded. Him too, but on the I keep forgetting his name. The guy that we got who was like a former Oklahoma player, former Titan.
Oh, Murray. Kenneth Murray.
Kenneth Murray. He still hasn't played yet, but the pretty happy with how the linebackers look so far. So I think that's kind of what you expected from hiring Eberflus, exactly.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I think we talked about it when we previewed the Cowboys a couple weeks ago, that the linebacker play would be better.
Yes.
Sanborn was an Eberflus guy from Chicago, I believe.
Yep.
And so, but no, earlier when I brought up Daniel Plainview, I was going to ask you if Daniel Plainview was negotiating with Micah Parsons, what might that sound like?
Micah, I know what you want. I know you want to be the highest paid defensive player, but we can't make that happen. You went on stage, on TV, and you told people that you didn't need to be the highest paid defensive player. So what happened? No, don't look at your agent. I want you to tell me. I want you to say it. Don't look at him. Look at me. I sign your contract. I sign your contract.
I'm done.
I'm done. Yeah, exactly.
Man, that's about as good as I thought it would be.
Still working on it a little bit, but that's what we'll save it for some stuff during the season.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. I'm just helping you get your reps in.
Yeah. Gotta get on the practice field.
Hey, 2 weeks from tomorrow, right?
Yep.
We'll be, well, you'll be watching in agony, I'm sure, because
yes, definitely.
I'll be watching, as a fan, for the week 1 showdown between the Cowboys and Eagles. The Eagles will put up their banner.
You'll be watching, sitting there like Kramer with the chicken in the bed, bouncing around.
No, it'll probably be more like Newman watching the. Yeah. By the way, we haven't really talked about this much, but the NFL has been slowly trickling out the top 100 list for 2025, and today they announced that Zach Bond is number 26, I believe.
He is also ranked higher than Micah Parsons, if that tells you anything about this this list.
And the funniest thing about Zach Bond is all of the player clips that I saw. I didn't watch the whole thing, but all the player clips I saw were former Saints players. Like, yeah, we knew he could do this. It's like, oh,
maybe you should have told somebody in the front office.
No,
Or
we should have just
Dennis
had a better
Allen.
coach than
Dennis
yeah.
Allen.
Go figure. So here's what we learned, boys and girls. Dennis Allen, Zach Bond can't get on the field at all. Vic Fangio, he's an All-Pro and he's the 26th best player in the NFL, according to whoever votes on it.
Whoever
So
put these rankings together.
Well, I don't know how official any of these rankings really are.
right. I couldn't. I'm just so happy Dennis Allen's not in my life anymore. Andy, have fun. You can have him.
Good luck with that.
Good luck with that. Of course, I say that, and the Bears will probably have like a.
They'll have a
10
great defense.
Yeah, they'll probably have All right. Well, speaking of the Bears, I guess I didn't want to mention. So, kind of transitioning here to the rest of the NFL. I did watch the Bears-Bills game from Sunday night, and man, the Bears offense looked pretty good.
I saw one drive where Caleb led a touchdown drive, like from deep in Bears territory, and he looked like the good thing about it was like he was very decisive with his throws.
Yeah.
Like he was basically like hit the back foot, get the ball out. Like which one of the biggest problems with him last year is that he was just like hold it, wait for something to happen, try to make something happen. This drive was him just like back up, balls out, back up, balls out.
And it was basically, if it's the same drive I'm thinking of, it was basically all tight ends. It was Loveland. I think the first pass was like Loveland on like a bootleg, kind of an out route. Cole Kmet on a seam, right up the seam.
Yep.
Route. Yeah, it was. And then I think the touchdown pass was it a Dunze or Burden maybe? I don't remember, but yeah, but to your point, just very decisive. The running game looked pretty good for the Bears. Obviously that'll help too. I think kind of a sneaky. We may have talked about this last week when we did the NFC North, but Eric Bieniemy as the running backs coach, that might be kind of a sneaky hire that people look back on down the road.
And then people will be asking why he's not getting head coaching jobs again.
Maybe. I don't know. And then with you look around the rest of the NFC North, obviously we talked about the Lions questions, the Vikings with McCarthy, although a little bit I've seen of McCarthy, he looks okay, I would say.
See, he's one that I haven't actually seen very much of.
Yeah, he looks. I think. I mean, we talked about this last week, but not to rehash it. But it's just basically going to be, can he not lose games for the Vikings?
Right.
Because their defense is going to be really good. They've got two pretty good running backs in Jordan Mason and Aaron Jones Sr. They spent some money on the offensive line to kind of get that squared away. They have the best receiver in football, or one of the best receivers in football. I mean, now outside of Justin Jefferson, they have Jordan Addison, who's on suspension for 3 games.
Yeah. T.J. Hawkinson.
Well, but I was thinking just receivers specifically. I know they've got some injury concerns. I read today that they are, they are in the market, as it were, for another receiver to kind of help out Mr. Jefferson. But we mentioned some quarterback news around the NFL. Danny Dimes.
Oh, they have Jalen Naylor.
Oh, that's right. And then they have Addison. I saw today that they might be interested in going after Adam Thielen, maybe reunite with Adam Thielen.
I gotta tell you, I don't recognize any of these other names on their depth chart.
Last week when we were doing the preview, and I'm going through the depth chart, and I'm like, who are
who
these guys? Yeah. So, tell you what, Vikings, give the Saints a 4th-round pick, and you might be able to get
Deshaun Villay.
I don't know, Brandon Cooks. You want
maybe you should turn around and flip Villay for a 3rd-round pick.
Now that would be something. So did I call the Danny Dimes thing in Indy? Did
Yeah,
say
but I
when
think
he-
that was kind of I thought that wasn't that kind of
Yeah.
expected to be
Yeah.
was it?
Well, I think it was because like he had options, right? Daniel Jones had like he could have gone to Pittsburgh, he could have gone to other places. He chose Indianapolis presumably because he thought I can
He had
start
it.
here. Like I can, like
Well,
if
it
he goes
didn't
to Pittsburgh, or these
it
other
didn't help
places.
that you know, Anthony Richardson had that one play where basically he didn't know that he was hot on his right side, and the guy just basically came in and
yeah.
cleared him,
Well,
cleaned him out.
because that was their first preseason game, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just about to, Paul Jinx again. I was just about to text you. I was like, man, Richardson looks pretty good. Because like his first couple throws in that game, he looked really, really good. And then nobody picks up a blitz and he almost gets obliterated.
Well, did you? I watched the Kurt Warner breakdown of that play, and so basically, like because it's a 5-man protection, so they're empty basically because you got everybody out on
Right.
a route, and so basically what the offensive line is supposed to do in that situation is you slide away from the 3 receiver side, which would have been his right. So you slide everybody to the left, and then the quarterback has to know at that point, I have to check here to see who's coming to see if I got a free rusher. And if that's the case, you got 2 guys. They have 2 guys over there to take it. He never even bothers to look over there. He just stares down one way. Both those guys are covered because of the way the coverage is, and then like obviously gets blown up because.
So, I think a similar play happened in the Saints Jags game where Shuck actually picked it up. And because I remember, I forget who it was, it might have been Chase Daniel or somebody else was talking about you throw it where the blitz is coming from. Like,
yeah.
Basically, like, and that was a quick pass that Shuck had to, I believe it was Olave.
Yeah, you're supposed to. So I think generally the offensive line, when you have like an empty set, slides one way, and then the quarterback has to be responsible for like because the tackle on the side where they're not going has to choose between that. Which guy are you picking up? Are you picking up the inside runner? Are you picking up the guy coming outside? And then the quarterback is responsible for that last guy. And you either you have to make him miss, or you have to like get the ball out really quickly to make the play.
So listen, I will say in a little bit I've watched of Indianapolis. Tyler Warren looks like he's going to be a beast.
Mm-hmm.
Like
he's good. He'll be good.
Yeah, and which I think having Daniel Jones as the quarterback will help that because Daniel Jones is not going to be Richardson's is going to be more like a Joe Milton, like somebody's down there, just throw it kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where Danny Dimes is more of like a short
completion
passing.
Percentage in the around 50% for Mr. Richardson.
Right. So in Indianapolis, man, like they're one of those teams. They're kind of like Arizona. I think we'll talk about them here in a minute.
Yeah.
So I'll save it for that. But team we talked about last week, the Cleveland Browns made it official. Joe Flacco will be their starter for week 1. I'm still interested to see what they do with the other 3 quarterbacks. Because if they put one of them on practice squad, then they go to waivers, right? Or they have to pass waivers.
Yeah. Someone can claim them.
Someone could claim them, which I don't know. Like if it's Pickett, like let's say Pickett's the odd man out, somebody's going to claim Pickett, I would think.
Probably. I mean, I think there's a lot of expectation that they'll go into the year with just 4 on the roster, and that's
what I've heard. I've heard that as well. We talked last week. One of our questions was like, at what point do they go to somebody else, somebody not named Joe Flacco? I do see. Who was it? Was it Danny Cannell was like, oh, they could win 10 games with Flacco as their quarterback. It's like, excuse me?
Good luck with that.
I don't. But
I got to tell you, I don't see it happening.
Yeah. I saw some stat the other day where like when Flacco's rookie year, Cooper DeJean was in like 5th grade or something like that. It's some crazy.
Well, this is his second stint with the Browns.
Right. Right. Like and we talked about it, I think last season. We're like, why did the Browns let him go? Like, just, you know. And then my favorite posts are the ones where it's like, oh, NFL better be scared. And it was a Deshaun Watson.
Oh yeah,
Like, and it was like,
I think
scared what?
I think the massage parlors ought to be scared.
Right.
So-
Massage parlors better be
Yeah.
scared. But anyway, anything else before we get into our previews here?
No, I think it's time to get into the AFC South.
All right. So, as a reminder, as we did the last couple of weeks, we're going to go bottom to top based on 2024 results. We'll do kind of a, we'll do kind of a, what happened during the offseason, kind of general thoughts about the team. I'll give my rankings and my wagers for each team. Just kind of, and just go from there. Actually, I forgot to pull up my sheet here. But we're going to start, as you just said, AFC South. We'll start with the Tennessee Titans. Finished 3-14 in 2024. Yeah, that's pretty. Although I will say, between these two divisions, so we talked about this last week. These are probably the two worst divisions in football.
Yep. This one is the better of the better of the two.
I think this one's going to be better this year. I think. I'm not going to put money on that, but I feel like this one would be better. So Tennessee Titans 3-14 last year. Their over under this year from Rebet is 5.5. In the offseason, they signed Dan Moore, Kevin Zeitler, and defensive tackle. Those are two offensive linemen, and defensive tackle Draymond Jones. They lost Harold Landry, who went to New England to be with Mike Vrabel. They traded Kenneth Murray to your Dallas Cowboys, and they lost Westbrook Akine, who went to Miami to the Dolphins, I believe, because I think we talked about him a couple weeks ago. In the draft, obviously had the number one pick overall, Cam Ward, who the more I hear about Cam Ward, the more I'm kind of impressed by Cam Ward.
I do like him as like a person, or like he seems to have like good leadership qualities, and he's got his head on right. Like I do like that about him. The intangible stuff is good.
The story that got me was him talking about, he's like, my dad woke up every morning to a job he hated. Why can't I be happy about, this job or something like that. So, and then he did get into a little scuffle I saw yesterday with Jeffrey Simmons.
It was a real brouhaha.
And my favorite part is like, what did you learn from? And he goes, Jeffrey's strong. So I figured that
he owns the inside of that plate.
He owns the inside of that plate. Yeah. Okay. So also in the draft they got Oladeju, I believe that's the UCLA edge rusher. Kevin Winston Jr., your guy from Texas, Gunnar Helm, who caught a touchdown pass this past weekend against the Falcons. IU Manor from Stanford, wide receiver who looks like Cam Ward, and he have developed a little bit of a chemistry. And Chimere Dike, I believe, is from Florida, another receiver there. For their schedule, their non-division schedule, so the AFC South this doesn't help the AFC South. They have to play both West divisions. So the divisions that we will talk about next week, the AFC and NFC West. And then the Titans, by virtue of their last place finish last year, their three extra games are the Browns, the Patriots, and the Saints. So I will start with this. My wager for the Tennessee Titans this year was 0 wins in their first 5 weeks. So let me just quickly go through. maybe not quickly, but give me a minute here. So the Tennessee Titans, I know they start off at Denver.
So they are at Denver.
Yep.
They are home against the Rams.
Yep.
They are home against the Colts. They are on the road against Houston.
Yep.
On the road against Arizona.
And then week 5 is, or is that week 5, Arizona?
That is week 5. That's correct.
So the only game in that 5 I could see potentially screwing this up would be the Colts. I think they. Well, and the Rams maybe.
I was going to say like the Rams, but like they still have a lot of talent on that offense, and you've got McVay. Like I know Jimmy G,
right.
and Jimmy G's the backup quarterback. It's not like they're going to.
Right.
It's not like they're going to Joe Milton.
Or or Anthony Richardson.
Right.
So 0 wins in the first 5 weeks. I got that at plus 450 there. So let's talk about the Titans here. So obviously Brian Callahan, this is season 2 for him. Will Levis is out for the season.
That's a shame.
So that's sorry. I feel sorry for
Will Levis brought me so much joy.
I mean, I do feel like this team is going to be feisty. I think that they're going to be they may not win a ton of games, but they're not going to be blown out in a ton of games, I don't think. Looking at their depth chart, your guy, go ahead.
Did you get that Titans bet on rebet?
I did, yes.
Okay. Let me go find it.
Yeah, it's in the futures section. You have to kind of look for it. Looking at your guy at running back, Memphis legend, Cowboy legend, Tony Pollard, going to be toting the rock again for the Titans this year. Tyjae Spears, I think, has an injury he's dealing with right now, so won't see a lot of him. They do have Calvin Ridley at receiver, Tyler Lockett, Van Jefferson. These are not bad receivers.
That's the Van Jefferson. Don't talk to me about Van Jefferson. I went way too heavy on Van Jefferson one year in best ball stuff, and that didn't work out very well for me.
My apologies.
That Van was not rocking.
Yeah,
come and knock it anytime.
And then their offensive line. I mean, Dan Moore, we talked about, they signed from Pittsburgh, I believe. Skoronski was a first-round pick. J.C. Latham was a first-round pick. Kevin Zeitler, who they brought in.
Did you know that Tyler Lockett grew up as a Tennessee Titans fan?
I did not know that.
Yeah, fun fact.
He's from Tennessee?
I think he's from like Oklahoma.
Oh, maybe he was a Steve McNair fan.
He was. I think he was actually a Vince Young fan. That was how.
Young, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense too. And then, if you look at this team defensively, we talked about this a little bit last year. Your guy, Tavondre Sweat from UT, an anchor on that defensive line. We mentioned Jeffrey Simmons a minute ago. They signed Cody Barton from the Broncos, who's a pretty good linebacker for the Broncos last year. They have L'Jarius Sneed. I think he's fighting an injury right now.
Yeah, he's hurt right now. But I think they actually just activated him today, off the pup list.
Okay. So there's some talent here on this roster. I'm not sure. Go ahead.
Didn't they didn't their defense keep them in the game for the first week of the season, and then Will Levis basically sabotaged them?
Well, yeah,
single-handedly.
That was a lot of their games. I mean, the only real game that I can recall that they got really their doors blown off was the Detroit game. They played Detroit.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And that one got out of hand quickly. That was not a Levis game. That was, I believe, Mason Rudolph was in that game. But yeah, no, their defense is pretty good. So I think their defense will keep them in it. Like I said, I don't expect them I think of all. So if you look at all the last place teams from last year,
Uh-huh.
if you said who would I be most surprised if that last place team made the playoffs this year, I think Tennessee's up there. Like
Yeah.
it would be surprising.
The Browns are another one that
Well, yeah, obviously, but I will say this: I feel very confident the Tennessee Titans will not have the number 1 pick in the draft in 2026. How about that?
fair.
They may still have a top 10 pick, but I don't think it'll be number 1. Anything else on the Titans before we?
No, I think it's time to move on to the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh, you don't have you didn't get the Duval sound clip.
Oh man, that would have been
That would have been the one.
Duval. So the Jaguars were 4-13 last year, over under this year of 7.5. Their offseason moves, they added new head coach Liam Cohen, as Paul alluded to there with his Duval. They also signed in offensive guard Patrick McCarry. They brought in wide receiver former commander De'Ami Brown, and added former Cowboy Jordan Lewis. They traded Christian Kirk to the division rival Houston Texans. Also lost Evan Ingram to the Broncos? Yeah, okay. Yep. And they lost Brandon Scherf. In the draft, they took
retirement.
To retirement. Okay.
Yeah, Scherf just announced his retirement a couple days ago.
In the draft, they added Heisman winner Travis Hunter, cornerback Caleb Ransall, offensive guard Wyatt Milam, I believe. Milam. And everybody's favorite running back name, Basil Rootin' Tootin', fresh and fruitin', if you're a IHOP fan.
Oh yeah.
So their schedule, their 3 extra games are the Bengals, Jets, and Panthers. Paul, how do you feel? So I don't want to spoil too much, but I will say that I actually think this is going to be a bounce back here for the Jaguars.
So I will say this, having just seen them play the Saints. Now, obviously, it's preseason; they didn't play. But the 2 drives I saw from Lawrence and that offense. Now, granted, Saints defense, they're not. This is not.
I was going to say it's also the other caveat to this is it was against the Saints.
It was against the Saints. They moved the ball pretty much at will. Lawrence looked very, very good. The only real detriments that they had was Brian Thomas Jr. dropped a pass. It was a little bit of not an easy catch, but a catch he could have made. And then Lawrence fumbled a snap, basically. That's the only real resistance they saw. I thought their offensive line was very, again, it's the Saints, I get it, but like they were running the ball at will. I think
you did text me. You texted me during this game and said, you said it's going to be a long season. Was your
for the Saints? I mean,
yeah.
For the Saints, obviously. Offensively, I mean, obviously they have Lawrence. Your guy Seth Hannigan's on this team right now.
They also have Tank Bigsby.
Yeah, that's another one of your guys, right?
Yep.
It was funny. So in the opening kickoff, it went to Tank Bigsby, and I just chuckled because I was like, "Oh yeah, it's Brandon's guy from last year."
For those who don't remember, I had Tank Bigsby on my fantasy team, and every time I left him on the bench, he would score 30 points.
Right. But then you play him.
As soon as I put him in, he was like, I don't know if he cramped up or what.
I mean, but from a running back standpoint, they have Travis Etienne, Tank Bigsby, and Tootin that we just mentioned. So,
and I mean, I love the idea of like putting Brian Robinson with Travis Hunter too. Like that's a good good 1-2 combination.
Oh,
that you got there, Jay?
Brian Thomas.
What
Thomas.
did I say? Did I say
Brian Robinson.
Oh, yeah. They won't.
Well, I mean, Brian
that's
Robinson apparently is
possible.
available.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah. But no, Brian Thomas with Hunter. Obviously, we didn't get to see Hunter this past week. He was resting. But and then Diami Brown, who I think was kind of a go-to for Jaden Daniels last year. Am I misremembering that?
Who was the
But
guy
I mean, McLaurin obviously was the number one, but like,
okay, I was thinking
Yeah,
of
I
somebody else. Yeah, Diami Brown had a decent. He had 300 yards receiving,
Well, I mean-
which is.
I mean, he caught the Hail Mary pass. Is
I
probably
thought
what
that was
he's-
Noah Brown
Oh, you might be right. Maybe that's what it is.
because it was
yeah, but
former Cowboy Noah Brown.
Yeah, but I think Cohen's going to have this offense cooking. I mean, I think this might be a situation where this offense is going to kind of keep them in games. Defensively, Josh Hines Allen, former number 1 overall pick Trayvon Walker, Eric Armstead. That's your defensive line there. They just traded for Saunders from the Saints. Devin Lloyd. I mean, not a bunch of names that kind of jump out at you.
Noah Brown.
Defense.
Noah Brown did catch the
Hail Mary.
Hail Mary.
Okay.
The
Yeah,
other
Andy
Brown.
definitely cover yours on that one. Our apologies. But yeah, I mean, this defense, nothing too spectacular. I will say a secret weapon for them this year might be their kicker. For those that didn't know, Cam Little
doesn't have a little leg. He's got a Cam Little with a big leg.
So I mean, you think about it, if he is capable of kicking a 60-yard field goal somewhat consistently, I mean that basically means you just got to get across midfield. If you get across midfield, you're in field goal range pretty much almost for this guy. So, and that could make a difference in some of these games. Because I do think kind of an overarching thing for this division, I do think the interdivision games between these teams are going to be contested. Like I don't think anybody in this division, maybe one team, but I don't see anybody in this division running away with it, like being completely dominant. But yeah, we'll see. For the Jaguars, so I say all those good things, and then my wager for the Jaguars was under 7.5 wins, which I got at plus 102.
Under 7.5?
Because I do under 7.5. Now, I'm not saying they're going to be way under 7.5. Not to spoil my my totals here, but we'll talk about that more in a minute. Again, another thing, having to play the AFC West, having to play the NFC West, they kind of look at, that third place schedule, because they get the Bengals and the Panthers. But they do get the Jets, so that kind of helps, I guess. But yeah, I think this team could be a threat, potentially.
I was trying to find their defensive DVOA rankings from last year.
Who's their coordinator? And who's their defensive coordinator?
It is Anthony Campanile.
Did it change from last year?
Yeah, he spent 2024 with the Green Bay Packers.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah, I remember talking with my coworker.
Oh, he says it Campanelli. That's not how you pronounce this thing. I hate to tell him, but he's not saying his last name correctly.
Yeah. Now you're the Winnie the Pooh gif.
I know. He kind of looks like Nate Bargatze too. It's funny in this picture, at least.
All right. Anything else on the Jaguars of Jacksonville before we move along?
I do not have anything else.
All right. Let's move on to the Colts of Indianapolis. Finished 8-9 in 2024, which I was kind of shocked.
I was gonna say, like, you say that, and I was like, how are the Colts like 8? How are the Colts like that close to? But they
Well,
were on the verge
you're-
of like making the playoffs at the end, weren't they?
There were a couple weeks there. It was them and the Bengals for me. It was every week I was like, oh, here we go. They're gonna make a run. They're gonna make a run. If you remember, the Colts had Flacco last year. This was the Flacco team, and I kept thinking like, all right, Flacco's gonna get on a run here, and they're gonna. And it didn't happen, unfortunately.
Some pretty quite the faith
yeah.
you have in Flacco there.
Yeah, well, you saw what I did with the Browns last week. So, over under for the Colts this year 7.5. Some moves for them the offseason. Speaking of the Bengals, they hired defensive coordinator Lou Anarumo from the Bengals, who was let go by the Bengals. We talked about Daniel Jones coming in. They also signed Cameron Bynum and cornerback Trevarius Ward, who from the 49ers, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
They
was he also a former Chief, Trevarius Ward?
That sounds right.
Keep going,
By
I'm
the
just
way,
gonna look that-
speaking of 49ers and Chiefs, they made a trade. Chiefs traded Sky Moore to the 49ers.
I cannot tell you how much faith I had in Sky Moore being good when he came out.
I remember. I remember. So sorry. Getting back to the Colts here, they lost 2 offensive linemen to the Vikings. We talked about the Vikings last week, adding Ryan Kelly and Will Fries.
I think it's Fries.
They also,
for some reason.
okay. They also lost edge rusher Dayu Odegingbu.
Sure.
My apologies, sir, to you and your family. In the draft, I thought they had a pretty good draft. Tyler Warren, who we mentioned a minute ago, JT Tuamaloau from Ohio State as edge rusher, DJ Giddens, running back from Kansas State, and I'll just mention Riley Leonard at quarterback. There was a little bit of, I don't say hype coming out about Riley Leonard from Colts camp, but I mean, who knows what happens this year with that quarterback room.
Dio Odengbo.
Dio Odengbo?
Dio is, or Dio. It says D-I-E. I don't know if that's supposed to be pronounced die or D. Dio. We'll say Dio Odengbo.
Where's he from? What school was he from?
Originally from Ranch View,
no.
Texas.
Oh, there you go.
And went to college at Vanderbilt. He and I have the same birthday. So there we go.
Hey, there you go. Happy birthday, buddy. So the Colts, by virtue of finishing second last year, their 3 extra games are the Steelers, the Dolphins, and the Falcons. So kind of a mixed bag, for being honest there. Although, if you remember, I'm pretty sure they ended the Steelers' undefeated season last year because there was that game early where the Steelers were undefeated with Fields and they went into Indianapolis, and I was like, I think I picked Indianapolis to beat them. I feel maybe I'm making all that up.
Yeah, you always remember your wins, right? That's how it goes.
Yeah, of course, man.
Let me pull, I'm pulling up the Steelers schedule right now.
So while you do that, I'm just going to kind of provide a few. Well,
yes,
actually,
they went in 3-0 and lost 24-27.
Boom. Yeah, because if Joe Flacco knows how to do anything, it's beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. For the Colts, I have my wager for them: 3 wins in the first 5 weeks.
Ooh, bold.
Let's pull up their.
The way we're talking about these, I'm starting to get the feeling that we're going to have wildly different outcomes on this when we compare our standings.
Okay, that's good. So first 5 games for the Colts, they have 2 home games to start, hosting the Dolphins and then hosting the Broncos. They go to Tennessee, they go to the Rams, and then they come back and host the Raiders week 5. So I could see 3-1. I mean, like we talked about the Dolphins when we did the AFC East. Uh,
Tennessee.
Broncos will be tough. Tennessee, we just talked about them. Again, the Rams, that's kind of up in the air with this whole Stafford thing. And then the Raiders, which we'll talk about the Raiders more next week, but I do think the Raiders are going to be improved from last year.
Low bar to clear there, Paul.
Well, I mean, got to talk. We got to have talking points about something. I mean, I will say, feel like Shane Steichen seat's getting a little warm in Indianapolis.
I think warm would be a little bit of an understatement. I think that seat is has somebody turned the heat warmer on that seat.
So let's play this game because he did come out after they named Daniel Jones the starter. He did come out and clarify like this is a whole season thing. This is not just a week to week type situation. So looking at their schedule, they do have a stretch here. They go at Pittsburgh. They go across the pond and host the Falcons. I don't remember where that game is, but it's based on the start time. It's across the pond. Then they come back. Then they have a bye week. Then they go to Kansas City. They come back, host the Texans, and then go to Jacksonville, and then go to Seattle. And
That's
then
a
they
pretty
have the 40, and then the
pretty
49ers
rough.
after that. Yeah, so that's a tough stretch. I just don't see a world where Richardson gets back the starting job unless Danny Dimes just is. Either he's injured or he just completely.
Yeah, I'm curious what that
falls
looks
apart.
like. What is the situation where he gets the job back?
I will say, I wonder if because Steichen comes from Philadelphia, right?
Mm-hmm.
So obviously he worked with Hertz. I do wonder if there is if there are a package of Richardson plays for this team.
Right.
Like, nothing crazy, just because there is talent.
I think you could use him in a couple of like situations, like some
Let's-
running, especially like around the goal line. You could use that. I think would be.
Yeah, he doesn't need he doesn't need a tush push. He just
No, he'd just fly around, probably get a concussion. That's
Well,
the
yeah,
that's it. That was the other thing with him is like he would look great running and then he would take a colossal hit and then just be out for the game.
yeah. So Jonathan Taylor still at running back.
Yep.
I mean, the receiver Michael Pittman, Josh Downs, Alec Pierce, your guy, A.D. Mitchell from Texas.
They've got a lot of like guys who are like two to three wide receiver number
Yeah.
2 or wide receiver
There's
3.
no-
They don't have like a guy that you would think of as like an alpha, like maybe
alpha,
Pittman
yeah.
is like.
They might be hoping Tyler Warren turns into that potentially, but offensive line. I mean, their offensive line looks pretty good. Bernard Raymond, who was their pick last year. Quentin Nelson is an All-Pro guard, or he once upon a time was. I think he still is. Yeah, this offensive line looks like there's talent there. Like again, this becomes can Daniel Jones not lose games?
Right.
Like it becomes that kind of discussion. Like we talked about with McCarthy with the Vikings.
I don't know how good I feel about their defense either, though. Right.
Well, yeah, and with DeForest Buckner is good at defensive tackle.
Whoa, Neville Gallimore, former Cowboy.
I will say they did draft Leatu Latu last year.
Yep,
from UCLA, and he showed some signs. Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to come down to what version of Daniel Jones do we get, and can Anaramu, the new defensive coordinator, because Steichen's an offensive guy, right? Steichen's not. he ain't gonna worry about that. He's gonna basically let Lou run the defense. I would imagine, and try to get this offense going in the right direction. So, anything else about the Colts before we?
Nope. Time to close out with the reigning division champion and our local team.
Hometown.
Yeah. The Houston Texans. They were 10-7 last year. Their over/under has them right at that level again. They're at 9.5. They have a new offensive coordinator. When their last guy didn't work out, they hired Nick Caley. They re-signed Daniil Hunter, re-signed Derek Stingley, traded for Christian Kirk, as they continued to just bring in offensive weapons without ever fixing their offensive line. In fact,
I should also mention they did bring in Chauncey Gardner-Johnson from the Eagles.
That's true. That's
that
true.
Trade with Kenyon Green.
Oh, they also traded away John Mechie this past week.
They did just recently, yeah. Which, again, the Eagles do it again. They just because I think Mechie's good. I mean, for those that don't remember, Mechie.
Yeah, he's more more like a blocking, like utility wide receiver, right? He's not going to be like a.
But Mechie's coming back from. Do they have leukemia or lymphoma or something?
Yeah. I think it was leukemia.
So obviously a great story, but he did show signs when he did come back of being a
useful player.
To your point, useful player.
So they lost Laramie Tunsil, their best offensive line.
Yep.
They also traded away Kenyon Green to the Eagles. Stephon Diggs left for the Patriots, and they lost safety Eric Murray. In the draft, they added both of the Iowa State wide receivers, Jaden Higgins and Jalen Noel, and Ariante Ursay, whose parents were apparently very big fans of vowels.
Yeah.
So this year,
I was a big fan of Ursay coming out as a offensive lineman from Minnesota.
Yes, they did draft one. They drafted one offensive lineman to replace, like the 5 that they lost over the offseason.
They did bring in. I didn't put this in those. We should mention Cam Robinson, who was started with the Jaguars last year, got traded to the Vikings.
I was going to say that. I was like, I think he was a Viking, right?
Yeah, and then Laken Tomlinson, I don't think he was with them last year. And then obviously Ursary that we just mentioned. Do you want to go over their schedule real quick?
Yeah, so they will also play, in addition to playing the AFC and NFC West, they will also be playing the Ravens, the Bills, and the Buccaneers. So good luck with that.
So first place schedule problems. Yeah.
Yeah.
They get that. I'm just going to throw this out here. My wager for the Houston Texans is that they will make it to the conference championship.
Okay.
I got that at 10-1.
You got a lot more confidence in this team than I do, just because
here's my thought. Let's say they win the division again, which is not out of the realm of possibility.
Okay.
Let's say their offensive line is just a smidge better. Like just
could it be much worse? Could it be much worse?
Right. Now you get in a situation where you win your division, you have a home game, as you've had the last 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
You end up playing a team who, maybe limps into the playoffs, or, you get them at the right time, like they did with the Browns and with
Joe
the Chargers.
Flacco, yeah.
Right. Then it becomes you have to go to one of Kansas City, Baltimore, Buffalo, maybe Cincinnati, maybe like
one of those places.
Or if you can pick up a few extra wins somewhere, you could potentially be a top two seed. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but so either way, if you could find a way to beat one of those teams, then there you go. You're right in the AFC Championship game. Again, there's a reason it's 10-1.
Yeah,
I understand that, but I don't think it's that far-fetched.
I think I just like everything about what they did to the offensive line. Just like it's like this is your biggest problem going into the offseason. You clearly had to have seen this, and you didn't fix like the only. Are you counting on the offensive scheme to just totally like rectify everything? There is like the new McVay system is going to be the solution here.
I also heard something today from Albert Breer, who writes for Sports Illustrated. Because he was on Rich Eisen's show, and Rich said, "Hey, who's the team we're not talking about?" And he brought up the Texans, and he said the offensive line. They felt the offensive line room was toxic last year, so they feel like they've cleaned that out, whatever that means. Whatever.
We're going to imply that Laramie Tunsil was a problem. That's
sure.
That feels like what the message was.
Maybe it was, whatever, however you want to interpret that.
Let me tell you though, if that's the case, then I feel pretty good about Laramie Tunsil going over to the Commanders.
Right. I figured.
So that could be a win for me.
I figured you would. What I will, excuse me. The other thing about this team, we mentioned the Broncos a minute ago. This might be the best defense in football.
They are very good.
Like Danielle Hunter, Will Anderson, Derek Stingley, Breer. When he on Rich Eisen's show today, he mentioned Kamari Lassiter, who they drafted last year. They feel like Lassiter could be as good as Stingley, which if that's the case, then that's pretty good. They did bring in Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. Now he is fighting an injury. He was injured.
He tends to be fighting something, but sometimes it's other people's fans, and sometimes.
But I mean, I'm looking at this defense. Mario Edwards, Sheldon Rankins, Aziz Al-Shire, excuse me. I mean, this defense, and obviously D'Amico Ryans is a defensive coach.
Right.
So this almost feels like the inverse of the Colts. Like they have a defensive coach who's going to have their defense playing well. I imagine he just basically told Nick Caley, look, the offense is yours. Like we just need to figure out a way.
Fix it.
Yeah. Because we don't want CJ Stroud running for his life, basically. I mean, we all saw CJ as a rookie have a really good season, regressed last year, obviously. There's tools there on offense. You mentioned that they feel pretty good about the kids from Iowa State that they drafted.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, Joe Mixon, who's injured right now, but they did bring in Nick Chubb. They also have Dameon Pierce. Your guy.
That running back room is getting pretty crowded.
Yeah. Your guy, Dalton Schultz at tight end, Cowboy legend.
Let's just see how much of a hangover also CJ Stroud has from last season, because
that's true.
Because the thing was, like, he took hits early, and then, like, you could see as the end of the season came on, he was starting to, he was reacting to it, and
he
so
got punch drunk a little bit. Yeah,
like a little bit of David Carr.
Well,
syndrome.
Makes sense. Now, just to kind of go through their schedule real quick. So we talked about obviously having a first place schedule. Here is their first 5 games. We'll just do their first 5 games. They start at the Rams, which again, questions with the Rams. They come back. They have a Monday night game, week 2, hosting Tampa Bay. To me, that's going to be a really good game. I was really interested to see that game. Go to Jacksonville, host the Titans, and then go to Baltimore, and then go to Seattle. What is the Seattle game? Is this a Monday night game?
It is. Yes, it is.
So they have an early bye. They have a week 6 bye, and then they have. Is that a doubleheader? That Monday night? It looks like it's a doubleheader.
Yeah, probably so.
So they go to Seattle, come back. They have 3 home games in a row, which doesn't hurt. Host the 49ers, the Broncos, and the Jaguars.
Yeah, look at the opponents they got there too. San Francisco,
so-
Denver, Jacksonville. So that's
I'd rather be playing those teams at home than in well, at least San Francisco and Denver.
right.
So the week before Thanksgiving, they host Buffalo. That'll be Houston Stadium will be rocking for that game, I would imagine. Then they close out. They play Is that the Christmas game at Kansas City?
No.
Or is that just a normal Sunday night game?
No, that's December. Yeah, that's December 7th.
Okay, so that's all right. So they go to Kansas City, host the Cardinals, host the Raiders, at the Chargers, and then host the Colts. So there's some pockets in there where they can maybe stack some wins together and get to a point where, like I said, like get to the playoffs, host the game in the wild card round. Maybe you get lucky. Maybe the West isn't as good as it was last year. Maybe you can sneak your way into a 1 seed. Like anything can happen. I mean, and then you just kind of go from there. So, yeah. So, anything else about the Texans before we?
No, let's line up our standings here.
All right, give me a sec here. Let me get my life in order here. All right, in the AFC South. So we're going to go bottom to top.
Yep.
All right, 4th place in the AFC South for 2025. Brandon, you have
Tennessee Titans.
So do I. What record do you have?
I have them matching their record from last year and going 3-14.
Okay, I have them winning 1 extra game and going
Okay.
4-13.
Gotcha. So we're
Okay.
down on the Titans.
Okay.
Our-
Although again, I do think they're going to be. They're not going to roll over.
they're going to be a feisty 4-13.
Feisty 4-13. 3rd place in the AFC South is
The Indianapolis Colts
with a record of
4-13.
Okay, so I have the Colts at 6-11.
Okay.
I think this is where our discrepancy is going to come in. 2nd place, you have
the Houston Texans.
Okay, so yeah, we're really going to have a discrepancy now. So, what's your record for the Texans?
10-7.
So I have the Texans at 10-7 as well, but I have them in 1st place.
So that means your Jaguars pick is like 8 and 9 wins.
I have them at 6-11.
Ooh, that's rough. Even after what they did to the Saints, fall, you're not gonna upgrade them a little bit.
Now I will say, yeah, I do. I did reconsider, but I don't know. I got to see it. Like I think it's the Lawrence of it all. Can Lawrence stay healthy? And because Lawrence kind of injury prone.
I like their weapons, and I like the idea of what Cohen can do with the offense.
Yeah, I think it's more of a I'll see it when I believe it. So what? Okay, so just to put a lid on this, I have the Jags at 6-11. I have them and the Colts tied for 2nd, basically.
I have the Jags at 11-6.
Okay, so this is our biggest discrepancy, right?
Yep.
Okay. I have the Texans. We both have the Texans at 10-7. I have them winning the division. You do not.
Correct.
Okay, so we'll see. We'll see how smart one of us is.
Yep.
At some point. All right. Do we want to move on to the next division?
Yep. I think it's time.
NFC South.
And we start at the bottom.
Paul, do
Can't
the
go any-
honors for us.
We'll start with my New Orleans Saints, who finished 5-12, 2024. Boy, those first 2 weeks were fun, weren't they?
You couldn't hold
well,
on
not
to
for
that
you.
for one more week, Paul. One more week.
I love that you like. We could have gone 3-0 and then
Alright.
lost the rest of our games, and you
Then I would have been fine. Just one
You'd
more
have been
game,
fine.
Paul.
Over under for the Saints this year is 6.5. Obviously, new coaching staff coming in. Head coach Kellen Moore, Doug Nussmeier is the offensive coordinator. New defensive coordinator Brandon Staley. And then for as far as signings, a couple of re-signings, Chase Young, Jawan Johnson. And we signed 2 safeties, Justin Reed and Julian Blackman. And as we mentioned earlier, they did trade for Luke Fortner. And as of tonight, they traded for
Devon Valet.
So we'll see
He's
how
an
that goes.
architect.
Obviously, departures. Hey, do you remember that Derek Carr retired this offseason? Remember when that happened?
He went to Paris and retired and gave back $30 million and had surgery.
And now he's gonna be on the YouTube broadcast for Chiefs Chargers. It's gonna be like the pregame.
Maybe we can get Derek Carr to follow us.
Maybe. Well, I don't know. I don't. If he listens to the show, he
will not be.
got a lot of problems with you. Derek. Now you're gonna hear about it.
That's it, folks. We're done. Good
So
night, everybody.
The Saints had a couple retirements. They had Derek Carr, Tyrann Mathieu, and then also Dalen Holker, who was a second-year tight end who had a pretty bad ankle injury. I think that he just decided to hang it up. But they also lost Paulson Adebo to the Giants. I saw him over the weekend making plays for the Giants.
They bid him a dubo.
They bid him a dude.
I'll be here all week.
You never miss. Another departure to an NFC East team, Will Harris to the Washington Commanders. The saving grace at wide receiver, Marcus Valdez-Scantling last year. He's now a Seattle Seahawk.
Mr. Catch 2 touchdown passes every week.
And Colin Saunders, who got traded for Luke Fortner to the Jaguars. In the draft, your guy, Kelvin Banks Jr., who, by the way, Banks looks like it's going to be closed on Sunday. He's
looking good.
Pretty good. He had Trayvon Walker in jail the other day.
Well, that's good to know.
The rest of the offensive line, not so much, but well, obviously Tyler Shuck, Danny Stutzman, the juice with the cracker. Cracker with the juice, not the juice with the cracker.
I'm trying to figure out what.
Yeah, doesn't work. Devin Neal, who running back from Kansas, he's just getting back from injury. I think Kellen Moore said he practiced today, so we'll see if he plays Saturday's preseason finale. Quincy Riley from Louisville, another Louisville kid. He's probably going to end up starting at corner now that we don't have Marshawn Lattimore anymore. And another UT guy who actually had a fumble recovery in the Jaguar game, Vernon Broughton.
Vernon, it's already been brought in.
It's already been brought. Okay, so NFC South non-division schedule. They get the NFC West, who we'll talk about next week, and the AFC East, who we talked about a couple weeks ago. The Saints 3 extra games by virtue of finishing in last place. They get the Bears, the New York Football Giants, and the Tennessee Titans. I don't know where to start with this team. Let me give you I'll give you my wager real quick for the Saints. I went pie in the sky. Third place division finish for the Saints. I got that at plus 280. So to me, that's the best case scenario. Here's what I will say in all seriousness about the Saints. They need to come out of this season with building block pieces for the future. Meaning, they need to know at the end of the season, what are we good at and what can we parlay into next season and to build for the future. Hopefully, one of those things is quarterback, but I'm not overly optimistic.
Is this finally the year that where they're like the Saints finally start to like eat all their cap issues?
Yeah, I guess they kind of. I mean, the Carr situation we talked about on the show, but like Carr retiring was a godsend for them. Like that, the process on that was awful, but the result was like, oh, okay, yeah, we got Carr to retire, we got our $30 million back, and now we can kind of hit the reset button. I mean, Brandon, I didn't realize this. Michael Thomas is still getting paid by this team. When's the last time Michael Thomas was on a field? Like, think about that. It's been a while.
Most of Michael Thomas's interactions with the Saints have been yelling about them on Twitter.
Yeah. I think it's better now that Dennis Allen's no longer there. But yeah, well, and Derek Carr too. But look, so let me try to find some signs of hope. I mentioned Kelvin Banks. Looks like they got that pick right. Fuanga, the right tackle that they drafted last year. Looks like they got that pick right. The interior of our offensive line right now is bad. Trevor Penning's injured, so that doesn't help.
What?
But Cesar Ruiz, no bueno. Eric McCoy's not playing right now, but he's a top 10 center in the league, I think. So
Can I ask you what are the odds that this is Chris Olave's last season and he has to retire?
Well, they
after
picked
the
up
end of
his. Oh, because of that. I was going to say
Yeah.
picked up his 5th-year option.
No. Yeah, I mean more from a health standpoint.
I mean, obviously, I hope that's not the case, but yeah, it's. Listen.
Speaking of guys who have killed me in fantasy,
Yeah. Well. So what I will say in terms of like signs to look for, if Olave and Shaheed, so if everybody stays healthy, you've got receivers Olave, Shaheed, Brandon Cooks, and I get it, Brandon Cooks is not young. I understand. We also have Mason Tipton, who has really shown some signs. He had a couple of great catches the other day against Jacksonville. We also have former Cowboy legend Cedric Wilson on the team.
I love Cedric Wilson. Send him home.
Okay. Give us a 4th round pick. I mean, Taysom Hill's still on this team. He's
Cedric Wilson.
Right now,
Cedric Wilson is definitely worth more than whatever Devon Valet is worth. I'll say that much for sure.
How dare you, sir? I mean, look, I think. Let me ask your opinion about the quarterback thing. So, if this were your team and they had the choice between a 5th round pick who played some last year, didn't win any games, was very much hit and miss, and a 2nd round pick where you as a team have never spent a 2nd round pick on a quarterback ever until this season. What's your ideal outcome in that scenario?
Let me ask, how has the 5th round pick guy looked in both training camp and preseason?
He's there's been improvement. I'll say that. Like he still has some moments of like what we saw last year for sure. But he's made it a difficult decision, I think. It's really funny for me to watch like the disparity between the national media and the more local to the Saints media of like this quarterback competition. I mean, Chris Sims has been saying for a couple weeks now, like Tyler Shuck's going to be the starter. And like a lot of people I hear in the national media, they just, oh yeah, Shuck's going to start. Shuck's going to start. But then when you listen to like the people who cover the Saints, they're like, well, Rattler's been playing pretty well. He's not making this an easy decision for the coaches.
Yeah, I think the fact
Um,
the fact that he's played well kind of makes me like I feel like it's a toss up. I feel like the better outcome for this team is if Rattler looks competent, starting him, giving Shuck a little bit more time to learn, and then like if Rattler goes down with injury or he starts to like regress or look bad, then maybe you can
Right.
like put him in later. I feel like that's the best possible scenario.
Because here, let me compare it to the Giants situation. So the Giants right now, Jackson Dart has looked really good in the preseason.
Mm-hmm.
And there's talk of like, okay, when is Jackson Dart going to be the starter? Shuck has not played anywhere near as good as Jackson Dart, admittedly. So I'm with you. I think if you feel like Rattler can get you through games right now, you start Rattler, and then to your point, once it gets to a point where, okay, we gotta do something. I realize from a outsider's perspective, it's going to look like, well, why'd you draft this guy 40th overall if you're not going to start him?
Right. But see, that's the thing is like I don't think you need to do that though.
I agree. What I will say is, when I was on the 32 Fans show a couple weeks ago and we were doing the schedule game, I didn't have them winning a game until week 5 against the Giants, and I don't feel confident about that now either.
So I just placed a wager on the Saints to start 0-5 plus 450.
I mean, listen, I wouldn't be shocked. I think because you look at like, I mean, we'll talk about this when we preview week 1 in a couple weeks, but like the Saints are bad against quarterbacks who can move in the pocket. Guess what Kyler Murray does pretty well?
Moves in the pocket. The next week they play the 49ers. Purdy is not Kyler Murray, but he's athletic at least. Maybe Brandon Staley fixes the issues with the mobile quarterback problems.
Based on week 1 of the preseason, he did not.
Okay.
Because when they played, who did they play week 1 of the preseason? Who did it? The Chargers. And your guy, Trey Lance.
Oh, yeah. So scrambling around everywhere.
Carving them up. I mean, just like, forget about it, man.
That's good to know.
Carving them up. But, yeah, I mean, I don't have a lot. So defensively, I will say, well, let me stick with the offense real quick. Let me go back to the offensive line. Based on what the Saints have invested in offensive line, back-to-back first-round picks at tackle. Cesar Ruiz was a first-round pick once upon a time. Eric McCoy was a second-round pick. He actually looks like he's panned out. Trevor Penning was a first-round pick once upon a time. At this point, your offensive line better not be the worst thing on your team, right?
Right.
Like, seriously, like it should be maybe not the strength of your team, but it shouldn't be a hindrance to your team. So hopefully that will be the case this year. And if that's the case, if the offensive line can, again, I'm not looking for the best offensive line in the NFL. I'm looking for like
competence,
average, competent. I'm looking for that meaty part of the curve. I'm looking for
there you go.
Not showing off, just not falling behind. And if they can do that, this running back, I mean, we talked about Kamara, I think a little bit before.
Yep.
We turned the mics on. I mean, Kamara is on the wrong side of 30. I get that. Kendre Miller has looked good in this preseason, but he's another one that like he's always injured. Like we do have Cam Akers on the team. I don't know if he'll be on the team once the season starts, but Devin Neal, I mentioned with the guy from Kansas who, again, looked pretty good coming out in the draft, but then got injured relatively quickly.
Starting to worry about your medical staff over there.
Trust me. I worry about it as well. See, I gave my wager. Oh, I didn't do my rankings for the. Well, we'll just do it. We'll do it at the end.
Do it at the end.
Do it at the end. Just remind me.
All right.
But okay, anything else on the Saints?
Nope. I'm letting you
I'm
be.
done.
You're the
I'm,
lead on that
I'm,
one.
I'm done.
All
I'm done.
right.
I
Let's
don't.
move.
I don't want. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Let's move on to the Steve Berline team here,
Yeah.
or former Steve Berline, Vinny Testaverde,
Sam Mills.
Sam Mills. 5-12 in 2024, over under of 6.5. They re-signed J.C. Horn, who is also a related to a former Saints alumni.
Yep. Son of Joe Horn. Yeah.
Added Trayvon Moehrig, out of former Raider out of TCU. Defensive tackle Trishawn Wharton and wide receiver Hunter Renfro, former
Off the
Raider.
couch.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he didn't play last year, I don't think.
They also lost safety, former Cowboy Xavier Woods, and current Cowboy running back Miles Sanders. In the draft, they added Arizona wide receiver Teteroa McMillan, Nick Scorton, Princely
Uman Mielen.
I'm yelling. Princely Uman, Trevor Etienne, Mitchell Evans, and Jimmy Horn Jr.
Yeah, I don't think there's a relation between
Jimmy Horn and Joe Horn and J.C. Horn.
Jimmy Horn Jr. was a teammate of Shedeur Sanders at Colorado.
Oh yeah.
But
so they will play, in addition to the NFC West and AFC East, they will play the Packers, Cowboys, and the Jaguars. Paul, what do you think? What? So I did see the one highlight that I've seen this year of the Panthers is Teteroa McMillan runs this like beautiful route, and like Bryce Young threw this like total duck, like so that it was like nowhere close to him.
Yeah.
Do we think that the Bryce Young is a real thing? Is he able to carry that? I think that's the biggest question about this team, is because they were able, based on what he did when he came back after the Andy Dalton car wreck, they were able to kind of go into the offseason with a little bit of positivity, because the guy that they had drafted number 1 overall, was starting to look a little bit more like the guy that they wanted him to be. Is he able to take another step? Is he able to continue that trajectory, or does he revert back to what he was in years prior?
Yeah, that's obviously that's it. I mean, if he can extrapolate what he did in that kind of limited window when he came back, to your point, after Dalton got in the car wreck, if he can do that for a whole season, this team's going to be dangerous. This team's going to be a going concern, I would say, in the NFC South.
How are they going to replace the production in the passing game of Jonathan Mingo, though? That's the real question here.
Well, it's going to be tough, but I mean, obviously Teteroa McMillan's going to factor in there. Adam Thielen, Hunter Renfro, Xavier Legette. Don't forget about him.
To Legette to quit.
Our guy Chuba Hubbard from last year, in the running game. Your guy Rico Dowdle.
Well, there's also the Jonathan Brooks question. Like, what's going on? Like, did he?
Yeah, I'm not seeing him on the roster here.
What happened? Because like he was injured going into the year, and then like came back, and then like disappeared again.
Excuse me, I'm not seeing. I think he's on IR again, isn't he?
He might be. I think so. Like, because something happened. I'm looking him up right now.
While you're doing that, I'll just
mention, he tore the same ACL that he tore in college in December 2024. Right. Yeah, so he's out. He's out for the 2025 season. That's brutal.
Another one of your guys from UT, Jatavion Sanders, at tight end. He's the backup tight end to Tommy Tremble. Yeah, I mean, they feels like they spent, they're good at other positions. Yeah, it really comes down to Bryce. Like, if Bryce can. Now, I will also mention Andy Dalton left their preseason game, I think against the Texans, with an injury. So right now their other backups are Jack Plummer, and they just signed Bryce Perkins from the UFL.
Jack Plummer, Jack Plummer, son of Jake Plummer.
I believe so. Yeah, I believe so.
He's not taking mushrooms while he's playing, is he?
I cannot confirm.
Have you? Did you see that story?
Did
Jake Plummer's
Plummer
like
take-
big into mushrooms now. I
did
don't
not
think
know
they're
that.
the hallucinogenic ones, but I think they're like supposed to be therapeutic or whatever.
Sure, they're all therapeutic. Yeah. It's all medicinal.
I'm not a doctor. You're not a doctor, but you play one on TV.
Yeah, and I mean their defense, if I remember correctly, was pretty good last year, or at least serviceable.
Yeah, that's
Like,
what I couldn't remember like what much about their defense really.
I mean, J.C. Horn is obviously a big piece of it. That's why they re-signed him.
But they will be losing Xavier Woods. That's a big loss.
Is it?
Sure.
Like seriously, I don't know.
No, he's probably in the meaty part of the curve, as we would say here on this show.
Okay, 2024 Carolina Panthers. I believe they kept the defensive coordinator Evaro. Yeah. Oh, do you know who's on this coaching staff? Is Jim Caldwell, former Colts head coach.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know
He's
that.
a special assistant. Looking here. I'm looking. What do I see there? So, oh, well, okay, never mind. They were 32nd. Their defense was 32nd in yards.
Oh, Xavier Woods had 3 interceptions last year. Not bad.
There you go. Well, okay, so passing defense, they were 23rd in yards, but rushing defense, they were 32nd. So the rushing defense
Pretty bad.
brought them back. So yeah, look, I mean, if let's take a look at their schedule real quick. See what they got going on here. I know they start out with the Jaguars. Their first game. We talked about them. Talked about that with the Jaguars. Jaguars, Card. So they have back-to-back road games to start. Then they come back home, host Atlanta, go to New England. They've got back-to-back home games, Miami and your Cowboys. Yeah, I mean this schedule's not.
It is a third place schedule.
It is a third place schedule, but it's some. So I think the toughest stretch is probably Dolphins, Cowboys at Jets. They host the Bills and then go to Green Bay. That's kind of tough.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
They have a late bye, it looks like. Yeah, week 14 is their bye. Right before their bye, they go to Atlanta, go to San Francisco, come back home and host the Rams. So
and then they will play the Saints coming out of their bye, so they get an extra week to prepare.
Yeah, they won't need it. I have them. Okay, so yeah, so that bye, then they go to the Saints, they host the Bucks, and they host the Seahawks, and then they come and then they go. So they play the Bucks twice in the last 3 weeks with the Seahawks sandwiched in between. So that's kind of a tough sled down towards the end, but I think this team. I don't really have a lot to go off of this, but like I just think this team's going to be a problem, I guess, in the NFC South. I don't think they're going to be a pushover.
I think everyone's a problem in the NFC South, Paul.
Well, for other reasons, but I mean, like a problem that can win games, I would say. Anything else on the Panthers?
Nope. I think we're ready to move on to your favorite team.
Yeah, so I get to do the Saints and the Falcons here.
I know, you're just really, aren't you lucky?
I'm just rolling in the deep. All right, so the Falcons.
Rolling in something.
I'm rolling in something. Yeah, 8-9, 2024 over under for the 2025 season is 7.5. Excuse me. Let's see. In the offseason, they signed Leonard Floyd, Divine Diablo.
Diablo.
I hope it's not Diablo. Is it Diablo? Is it like
Diablo.
El Diablo?
Divine Diablo. Okay. He is the divine devil.
No, there you go.
We're the devils.
And then they re-signed Jake Matthews. They lost Justin Simmons, Grady Jarrett, and Matt Judon. Matt Judon's still looking for a home as we record this. In the draft, they got Jalen Walker. They traded up. Remember, we were talking about this on draft night. Traded up a pretty sizable amount to get James Pierce. Excuse me. And then they drafted 2 safeties, Xavier Watts and Billy Bowman.
Sounds like a character. Sounds like a character in Death of a Salesman.
Billy Bowman, yeah. Yeah, Biff Loman.
Did you just compare me to the saddest, the most pathetic figure in America? I don't remember the whole line. I just remember comparing him to the.
We can't remember all the Seinfeld lines, folks.
We'll try to do better next time.
They did finish second place in the NFC South last year. So by virtue of that, they get to play the Vikings, the Commanders, and the Colts. Obviously the big story with this team is Michael Penix. There's definitely, so they're kind of like the same boat as Carolina. Like, can their young quarterback do enough to propel a roster that is pretty good, or at least offensively? I mean, let's look at it real quick here. The Penix Mightier, yeah. So, by the way,
I sent you that.
Oh yeah, we won't. Andy, we'll keep it clean for Andy and the kids, but
there was a bit of a typo on that one.
Bit of a typo. So yeah, so they have your guy Bijan.
What? Bijan.
I'm sorry, Bijan. My apologies. Bijan Robinson. By the way, fantasy football, where would you take Bijan? Would he be a first rounder for you?
So we have the number 1 overall pick in one league, and I think we're probably going to take Bijan because it's I guess it's between him and Chase. We haven't made like a final decision, but the thing is, like, taking a running back there, if we don't take a running back there, like, you're going to end up with like some pretty bad choices coming back around, having to wait till the end of the second.
How big is the league? How many teams?
10 teams.
Yeah, so you're gonna end up with like Josh Jacobs, maybe, or maybe.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, it could be worse, but like having like a really bad running, I feel like the talent pool is a little deeper at wide receiver. The only reason I can talk myself into Chase is if we try to go out and like get, the Burrow Chase stack. Like that's the way to do
this
it.
year especially. I think that's going to be
their defense does not look like it's been fixed in the offseason.
So just real quick, let's stick with their offense real quick. So Drake London, Darnell Mooney, Ray McLeod. Is this the year Kyle Pitts actually does something? Like
every year I hold out hope. So Kyle Pitts is actually the guy that I would like the Cowboys to like bring in like on a free agent contract.
Oh, right.
Because tight ends take a little longer to develop, and so I'm like hoping to catch that like second wave tight end contract value. I found the line. What are you comparing me to Biff Loman? Very encouraging. The biggest loser in the history of American literature.
Now I will say defensively for them, they did go the route of the Eagles in that they signed a former Saints linebacker, Caden Ellis. He did not have the Zach Bond effect, however. But yeah. Well, I mean, Raheem Morris is a defensive guy. So who's their offensive coordinator? Zach Robinson still?
I think
Or
so. I don't think they made a change there.
Yeah. Yeah, this team I don't. I mean, I'm not saying this because they're the Falcons. I promise. They just feel like they kind of stayed in the same place. I mean, I know they got the 2 edge rushers in the draft.
That defense
Walker and
was
Pierce.
bad. You need those edge rushers
Yeah.
to do a lot of work, which I think is asking a lot of 2 rookie pass rushers. And then so one of the other things is 2 of their wins were kind of fluky wins against the Buccaneers last year, and so it
Yeah.
felt like I don't know. I
Well,
don't have a lot of confidence in them to kind of take another step up and
if you
unless Michael Penix ends up being
yeah.
mightier, then maybe. But I don't have a lot of confidence in.
So basically, second place in this division could come down to who's better, Bryce Young or Michael Penix.
Yeah, or Tyler Shuck.
This don't
Or
don't
Spencer Rattler.
don't let's move on. Let's just I do think the Falcons. I have more faith in the Panthers based on how they finished last season. That's more. That's more.
I'm really enjoying the the little.
I
the little,
can tell. I can tell. That's more where my head goes to. The Panthers can because we've seen this before, right? Teams finish a season strong. They take that momentum into the next season, like the Lions did that. We've seen other teams do that. So with the Falcons, yeah, I mean it's going to come down to their defense. Their defense is
well,
better.
I would say two things. The how much has the defense improved, if any, and what does Michael Penix look like with a full offseason and as the confirmed starter?
And do they just feed Bajan? I mean, it seems pretty simple to me. Because when they did feed him the ball last year, they looked pretty good. Offense. Yeah, so we shall see. All right, do you want to wrap up this division here? Or...
Yeah, we can.
Oh wait, hang on, real quick. My wager for the Falcons. Let me pull that up real quick. So I took the under 7.5 wins at plus 115.
Oh, nice.
So
I could see that.
All right, last but not least here.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Biggest loss, I would say, is their offensive coordinator, Liam Cohen, who is definitely not going to join the Jags. Right. Let me tell you, I've got a contract,
do you remember?
revision.
Do you remember? That was a weird day.
It was.
Remember that? That was
things went. Yeah, that was wild. They re-signed Chris Godwin. He is still injured, correct? Am I remembering that wrong?
He is. So He is injured, and Jalen McMillan, their other receiver, is now out for a substantial amount of time too.
They lost Hassan Reddick, or they brought in Hassan Reddick. They re-signed Levante David. They lost center Robert Hainsey, edge Joe Tryon Shoyinka. One of my favorite games was when the Cowboys played the Buccaneers in the playoffs a couple of years ago. The one where they handed Tom Brady his last loss of his career. They had Tryon, because I think at that point he still didn't have the Shoyinka on his last name. It was just Joe Tryon. He was pass rushing against Tyron Smith, so it was Tyron versus Tryon.
There you go.
Offensive tackle Justin School.
Sure.
In the draft, they added Ohio State wide receiver Emeka Egbuka, Benjamin Morrison, Jacob Parrish, David Walker, who tore his ACL in camp. Get better soon. Elijah Roberts and Tez Johnson. Tez Johnson was he was like the small wide receiver, right? Oregon, yeah.
From Oregon. And it looks like he's going to end up being their kick returner.
Okay. He's just going to try to hide like like a Deuce
Right.
Vaughn situation.
Sure. Yeah.
So they will be playing as a division winner. They will be playing the other division winners, the Lions, Eagles, and Texans. So bit of a rough schedule for them outside of the
division.
playing their own division.
So
How do you feel
Yeah,
about
go.
the Bucks? I feel like based on the fact that they lost their offensive coordinator and they seemed like they kind of got the most out of Baker last year. That seemed like sort of his high watermark. It feels like he's due for a little bit of regression going into the season. I also think like Mike Evans is another year older. I do like Igbuka looks like the real deal though. Like he seems
that's-
like
yeah.
but everything that's come out of the camp, he had a couple of catches in the preseason game and he just looks so smooth, so polished already. It feels like
Yep.
he's going to step in and fill kind of the void that that Godwin is leaving this season
Yeah.
and pretty early.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think for the Bucks, that's a big piece. Is Kanabuka pick up some of that load? I mean, if Ohio State does one thing well, it's produce wide receivers.
Correct.
So, yeah, Evans. I think Bucky Irving showed signs last year of being.
Yeah, you got to figure he's going to go into the season being the lead back, whereas last year it started out as more of a split, more of a committee, and he was not even like, I don't think the lead guy going into the start of last season.
No, it
last
was
year.
yeah, it was. I think it was Rashad White.
Yeah,
was there. An underrated or under talked about injury for them is Tristan Wirfs, which I think we brought up when he got injured. If he misses significant time, like just to go to their schedule real quick, they start off at Houston, or sorry, they start off at Atlanta, then at Houston week 2 on a Monday night. Then they come back home and host the Jets and the Eagles. And as we talked about, all 4 of those teams defensively are pretty stout. Say what you want about the Jets offensively, but that's some pretty tough. I mean, well, we just talked about Atlanta's defense, maybe not, but those other 3, I would say, are pretty tough. Then they go to Seattle. They come back. They host San Francisco. They go to Detroit. There's some tough sledding here coming out of the gate. That being said, my wager for let's get through the rest of the.
Well, I will go ahead and tell you that I did just join you on your bet the Falcons under 7.5.
Under 7.5. Yeah.
Yep.
Defensively, how much does the Pirates charge for an ear piercing?
Yeah.
I don't know, Brandon.
A Buccaneer.
A Buccaneer. There. Doing.
Where's my
defensive? Yeah, you get your.
I need the drum.
Defensively, this team should be pretty good defensively with Todd Bowles as their coach. They have Kalijah Cansey, Vita Vea, Logan Hall, Yaya
They added Hassan Reddick.
They added Hassan Reddick. Hopefully he'll play for them.
You never know.
Never know. They did also add Benjamin Morrison at corner from Notre Dame. Looks like he's injured right now, but they also have Dion's other son, Shiloh.
Wow.
I don't know if he'll make the team, but he's on the team right now. So I think defensively, and then I mean, aside from Tristan Wirfs, their offensive line should be pretty stacked if they can just now. I mean, it hurts when your left tackle's the one missing.
Yeah, that was another thing going in because that happened a few weeks ago, and he was. Yeah. You kind of like knew that was going to be a problem.
Yeah. I do think I'm with you on the Baker thing. I mean, this is like Baker's third OC in 3 years or something like that. But I don't know, man. Like something about Baker, he's just got this this moxie about him, like this way about
That's
him. that he
one
just
word
kinda-
for it.
Yeah. Well, I know he's a Sooner, so you
Yeah.
don't appreciate him. But I was looking up to see who they hired to replace Cohen. Do you know who the offensive coordinator is for the Buccaneers now?
Why don't you just tell me who the offensive coordinator is?
It's a gentleman by the name of Josh Grizzard.
Oh, I did know this. I don't know.
He
Is
was
it-
their passing game coordinator last year, and previous
that's
to
right.
that,
he
worked
was
for the
in he was
Dolphins.
in King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
Right.
Josh
He was
Gizzard.
he worked for the Dolphins under both Flores and Mike McDaniel. So he stayed.
He's
when
a
they
Florida.
switched over.
Likes to stay in Florida, apparently.
I guess, yeah. It looks like he was a grad assistant at Duke before that.
Okay.
So
Was he with the current A&M?
2013 to 2016? When was Elko at Duke?
That's a good
Was he-
question.
He might have been. His last year at Duke was 2016. Grizzard, that is. But yeah, I this is another one of those situations where I just don't until a team. Oh, I should mention Tom Moore is the senior offensive assistant. Tom Moore worked with Peyton Manning with the Colts for all those years. So just to throw that out there. But this just is another situation where I do think the Panthers are going to be better. I do think the Falcons could be good. But until I see it, like I'm not. These two divisions are basically the same.
Prove it.
They
first.
but these two divisions basically have the same scenario.
Mhm.
They've got division winners that are proven that I don't think have gotten worse. And then they've got these teams behind them that could be good, but like I don't trust them yet. Kind of.
I think you can make it. I think you can make it a little bit of an argument for the Bucks being a little worse.
No, you could for sure, but I just the way the Bucks have run their organization.
Mhm.
Speaking as a Saints fan, I'm jealous of because like it just seems like they make the right moves, they draft the right guys. Obviously they made the right decision with Baker.
Well, speaking of guys that know how to, you talked about Ohio State knows how to, produces great wide receivers. Like, was it Jason, their general manager,
Jason Light, yeah.
Like, yeah, he knows how to draft them pretty well too, doesn't he?
He does. Yeah. I mean, okay, so that as a Saints fan, like that's where the Saints got lost is their draft picks. They lost out on their draft picks. Now you look at Tampa, Tristan Wirfs was a first round pick. Like basically their entire offensive line was the draft. They got all of them through the draft. Cody Mock and Luke Gadecki, who's their right tackle. Graham Barton, they drafted. And then obviously Abuka, we just talked about. Mike Evans was a draft pick way back when. Bucky Irving, they got in the draft. Like all these guys except for Mayfield, pretty much on offense, they drafted and they developed.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, do you know who's a quarterback on their roster, the third string quarterback right now for the Buccaneers?
Is it a former Cowboy?
No, it's a former Saint. Teddy Bridgewater.
That's right, because he was coaching in high school football, and then they gave
fired.
him the kibosh.
And he got fired because he was helping his kids.
I know
The
improper benefits that were like,
yeah,
sorry for being actually taking care of the kids.
Yeah,
how dare you?
He got fired for being a good human being.
I know,
but I always was a fan of Teddy Bridgewater. I always was a.
How dare he? How dare he take care of the kids?
Right. Interestingly enough, on Football Reference, the Buccaneers do not have a defensive coordinator listed. I'm guessing that's because Bowles.
Oh, Bowles are probably just running it. Yeah,
running it, but that's fine. Interesting. Okay, so my Buccaneers wager. That's why I want to save this for last. I'm gonna go back to what I did with the Texans, which is the Buccaneers make the NFC Championship game at plus 850.
The fact that the Buccaneers are more likely to make the NFC Championship game than the Texans are to make the AFC. I guess that's because of the hierarchy at the top of the AFC.
Yeah,
I mean, I think
Yeah.
that's the only.
because so again, go back to what I talked about with the Texans. If you're Tampa, you win the division, you host the playoff game. Last year it was
Washington.
it was Washington, but the year before it was Philadelphia who was stumbling into the playoffs.
Yep. And they beat
win
them.
that game, and they beat them. You win that game, and then I think we've kind of mentioned we've kind of talked about this as we've gone through these division previews. There's no team in the NFC to me that's dominant.
Right.
Yes, the Eagles are the Eagles are good. We'll talk about the NFC West next week, but no, there's no team in the NFC that I'm like, oh yeah, that team's going to run the gauntlet and
Right.
be be the best team in the world. But yeah, I think Tampa could do it. Now again, I realize the Cohen loss is going to be a big one. Like it's a deal, but I think Tampa can overcome it. Do we want to rank them?
Let's rank him.
All right, let me pull up my sheet here. All right, so I don't think there's any suspense here. Fourth place in the NFC South in 2025 will be who?
The New Orleans Saints.
Yep. What's your record for them?
Paul, don't. That they'll be in contention for the number one pick with a record of 3-14.
Okay, I have them 4-13. So
okay, splitting hairs there.
All right, third place.
Oh wait, before we go on, would you like to take a shot at how many games do I have the NFC South winning in total?
In total?
In total.
Okay, well let me see. So I have them winning. I have them winning 26. So I'm going to say yours is like 24, 25, somewhere in that range.
Pretty close. 23.
Jeez. Okay. Third place in the NFC South goes to
the Panthers.
Okay. Record of
slightly better than the Saints. I have them at 4-13.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I was going through. This is one where I finished going through these, and then I looked and I was like, "Man, I don't have a lot of confidence in this this football team."
We're gonna have another discrepancy here. For me, third place, I have the Falcons.
Ooh.
At 5-12.
Okay.
I have the Panthers. So who do you have? You have the Falcons in second place?
Falcons in second place. And I'm not far off from your record, though. I have them at 6-11.
Okay. I have the Panthers in second place, 8-9.
So you're buying into it?
I'm buying it slightly. Into it. Okay, so we both have Tampa in first place.
That is one where I acknowledge that I could be way wrong.
Fair enough.
So
we both have Tampa winning the division. Yes,
correct.
Your record is
10-7,
9-8 for me.
Okay,
so yeah, we're not far off there. All right, so let me go through my rankings because I forgot to do them as we were going.
So we were fairly close on. We had a little bit of the
Jaguars was the
big one, but on the NFC South we were pretty much in line. We weren't far off, even though we have two teams flopped.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, the Panthers was kind of big.
That was 4. That's true. That's true.
So that's so the the cat teams we don't agree.
We
on.
don't. Yeah, that's right.
Give me a second. Yeah, okay. Rankings. All right, so let's start. I guess we'll go in the order, same order we did. So we started with the AFC South. So the Titans. So I have their team ranking as 30. I have the quarterback as 31, and coach ranking 25. Then we went to who was next? Jaguars.
Jaguars.
Team ranking, I have them 25, QB 16, coach 29th. Because again, Cohen's a new coach. So
Well, I don't know how official any of these rankings really are.
that's true, Jerry. Thank you for reminding us of that. The Titans. No. We did the Titans already. The Colts. Team ranking 27th, quarterback 26th, and I was assuming that's Danny Dimes. I was going into that with it, and coach ranking 26th. So pretty.
Okay. Pretty.
The Texans pretty consistent there.
Yeah.
The Texans. I have them team ranking. I have them 5th.
That's pretty high. No wonder you got them going to the AFC Championship game.
QB ranking, I have them 8th. I have Stroud 8th. And coach ranking, I have D'Amico Ryans 13th.
Okay.
So right in that
Meaty part of the curve.
The Saints.
32.
So they're 32 in quarterback. I think it doesn't matter.
Harsh
if it's
but
Shuck or
fair.
Rattler. Harsh but fair. Team ranking, I have them 31st. I think I had the Browns 32nd.
Okay, that's also fair.
And then coach ranking, I have 30. I have Kellen Moore 30th. I gave him a little bit of a bump because he did win a Super Bowl I get it. He handed the ball to Saquon Barkley. I understand. I get it. No,
I think Vic Fangio won that Super Bowl. Is the
that too. Yeah. Panthers. I have the team 23rd, quarterback. I have Bryce 25th. That's definitely one that
moving
can be,
on up and no.
No. And then coach ranking, I have Canales 24th. Falcons. Team ranking 24th, quarterback 29th, just because we haven't really seen a lot from Penix. I mean, he looks like he's pretty good. And then coach ranking, I have 23rd because, I mean, Raheem Morris has had some experience as a coach, at least. Like he's, I don't know. Again, we don't know. Yeah, thank you. We have not seen that. And then, is that? Yeah, Buccaneers the only one.
Buccaneers left.
Team ranking, I have him 10th. Quarterback, I have Baker number 9.
Okay.
And coach ranking, I have 19th because I just don't think Bowles is a great coach.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of confidence in him either.
Let me ask you this question. If they had named Cohen the head coach, if they had just let Bowles walk or
I think I'd feel a lot better about that team going into the season.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which honestly, that may be what they should have done, to be honest.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Yeah, so those are my unofficial rankings for those teams. We are going to do at some point, we had talked about doing tiers for the teams.
Yep.
I think we'll do that maybe on our week 1 preview.
Yeah.
In a couple. So we only got 2 divisions left, buddy.
Yep, we're almost done.
We
got through this
AFC and
episode
NFC
without any electricity problems or internet outages.
Yeah. How about that?
Good job for us.
How about that? Yeah. So I could talk about the Saints and all their misery. So yeah, next week we'll do the AFC and NFC West. We'll talk about the final preseason week. Maybe we could do a little college football talk next week because
I think so. Get ready for the UT game. That's going to be a big one.
The big one, yep. Arch Manning's coming out party, as it were.
Hopefully. Well, hopefully, the Super Saiyan doesn't get us.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I forgot about that. I was gonna say this season's gonna be really interesting with the whole Arch Manning thing from your perspective, and then
Yep.
from mine of like,
Yeah, so we're both
potentially-
watching the same thing.
yeah, basically.
I just
we'll
realized
talk
I have
about-
three. I have 3 teams going 3-14 this year.
I think I just have one. I think I have the Browns going 3-14.
Yeah, so I have the Browns, I have the Titans, and I have the Saints, all with 3 wins.
So I have the Saints and Titans going 4-13, and the Browns going 3-14.
We can't let Arch go to the Browns. We can't let that happen.
Well, I mean, maybe the Browns will see enough from Shador, Dylan Gabriel.
Well,
where
maybe
that doesn't happen.
my thought is that if the Browns get the number 1 overall pick, Arch will just I think I'll just stay in college for this year.
So ESPN released a 2026 mock draft today because they're sickos like that. And in that draft, they did have the Saints taking a quarterback, but the Saints had to trade up to do it.
I did see that.
But
then
they got the
Jets-
Clemson.
The Jets
Clemson
also traded
quarterback.
up to get
The Jets traded up to the second pick,
to get the guy out of South Carolina.
Lenora Sellers. Yeah,
Yeah,
but did Arch didn't go first though, did he? In that mock draft, I
thought
thought it was someone.
I thought he
else.
did.
We'll have to,
I'm
we'll have
on
to
it,
check
Paul.
the tape on that, I guess. All right, yeah, you do that. Yeah, I mean, look, this is gonna be a. I will say the one thing I did not speak of enough with my Saints. I'll try to go out on a positive note about the Saints. Kellen Moore does seem like a pretty good football coach, at least so far. He at
So
least
far.
seems competent. At least seems like he knows what he's doing. He has a plan for things. He has, kind of a good demeanor about him, at least. So we'll see. I mean, look, once they lose their first 5 games in a row, that might change. But who knows?
Cleveland Browns take Arch Manning number 1.
Okay, so there you go. So they'll have 7 quarterbacks on their roster next year.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Can they get out of the Deshaun contract next year? I'm pretty
I feel
sure
like
they
there's
can.
one more. I can't remember if it's after this year or if there's one more year left.
I want to say they were able to recoup something because he
Oh,
like
that's right.
re-injured his. Yeah,
That's a good question.
we'd have to. I'd have to ask somebody who's more of a because I thought
Like,
that was
we
a
need
big,
a cap guru to talk about that.
Yeah, I thought that was a big part of this whole offseason for them was like you can like they could get out of this contract a little. They're still gonna have to eat some money, obviously, but it's a little easier if they.
Oh yeah, so next year they can trigger him as a post
June 1.
June 1 cut.
Yeah. And it's like they still.
Well, the dead money would be everything. So there's
Okay, well,
no actual cap savings.
yeah, well, hopefully they get something right in the draft this year.
Brutal.
They can. Yeah. So yeah,
Maybe one of
Saints-
them will
Saint-
work out.
I mean, yeah, you would think. All right, buddy. Anything else before we sign off?
Nope, I think that's it.
All right. We'll talk to everybody next week. Until then, happy football.
Happy football.